kill somebody, you are still a murderer, especially when you plead guilty to felony murder. Marijuana will get you more time in jail than killing somebody, especially when it comes to a black man here in America, unfortunately.
Catch Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace every weekday from noon to 1 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app. All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. The place for the realest conversations.
I appreciate United Garden Homes for stopping through with a check for $2,000.
Yes.
Some people came through anonymously.
Yes.
Dropped off money. The family has received those funds. And whatever you can do, if everybody do a little, nobody has to do a lot.
The movement continues.
What are some of the conditions in the jail that got people upset, like the living conditions on a day-to-day basis?
We'll come out our cell at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll get food and we'll get medication. So that shortens the time. Out of those 2 hours, we'll probably get an hour out, and then we'll have to lock back down. And by lock back down, I mean we stay in our cell. We get fed in our cell. We don't come out our cell at all, and that's pretty much the biggest problem. And they simply say that they're short-staffed, but that's not enough because they knew that they were going to be short-staffed. Like, this has been a problem for over 2 years now.
The marathon continues.
There's never been a better time to make change in the city of Milwaukee, starting with the youth. And we talked about the housing. Willie Hines, y'all boy Willie Hines, and they trying to change the leadership over there. We got our hands full, and it's not the time. But we got attorney B. Ivy Lamar on the lines right now, calling from the courthouse. How you doing, attorney B. Ivy Lamar?
Hey, what's going on, Tory? I'm good, man. Happy to be here.
Joining me on the line, Dr. Umar Johnson. How you doing, brother, Dr. Umar Johnson?
Peace and Pan-Africanism, good brother, Black Power, to all my brothers and sisters in Milwaukee, Kenosha, Green Bay, Racine, and across the state of Wisconsin.
Yo, peace, King. I'm going to stand with you and walk with you, brother.
God bless you.
Because I think it's an important thing, what you're doing, and you need to have the support of the community. Regardless if we live in these areas or not, it all affects us in one way or shape or form.
It's time for that action and all the smoke. This is the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association award-winning Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and streaming live on YouTube.
Man, best show in the world, bro. You got the best show in the world. I hope you know that, man.
God bless you, brother. I appreciate that.
Big up to you both. Thank you so much. Tory, you spoke to my kids. Liz, you did too. But you spoke to my kids, and when I tell you both that they was talking about what we did earlier that morning all day, that's literally what they was doing. They was talking about it all day. My son was just hollering,
Awesome.
Where's Tory? Like,
I wanted to make sure that I let you know that to hear a person and have a person like you in this community, the way that you are selfless, the way that you give, even when your cup is not even full, you are filling other people's cup. And that just inspires me to make sure that I help you the best way that I can by doing my part.
As always, my good brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
Now, live from the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is the king of talk radio, Tory Lowe.
Justice Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. 101 The Truth, 101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show, live from American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue. And I'm here for the action.
And nothing but that action.
And I want all the smoke.
Who wants the smoke today?
Salute to all my brothers and sisters on the front lines. The marathon continues.
The marathon continues.
continues.
Hey, look. Thank y'all for joining me today out there in Radio Land. Thank y'all for joining me in the chat. Salute to Kawanda, Jeff, Willie. Hey, that's it. Josh, I see you, Josh. Hey, I was off a couple days, but now I'm back. Powerful conversation, another powerful conversation for you today. Somebody says that DJ Brother Z in the background. Yeah, that's DJ Brother Z. DJ Brother Z is moving into another position around the station, so he will no longer be the producer on my show, but he will be helping and assisting still as usual. So salute to DJ Brother Z. We got Andrew. He'll be producing the show. And look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm excited. We got a lot of things to cover in the show today. We got Miracle Minister Kevin on the lines. You know how I do. I don't know how nobody else do, but my first show of the week, I always got to give it to the praise and get everybody on one accord. We got the Miracle Minister Kevin on the lines. I know it's Wednesday, but we want to bring that Monday prayer because I wasn't here Monday or Tuesday. Let's get the Miracle Minister on the lines.
Hey, Tory.
How you doing, Miracle Minister Kevin?
I'm blessed. How you doing today?
Hey, I'm feeling powerful.
That's awesome.
How you feeling?
I've had a little hiccup. I had a little letdown over the weekend. I was at this one place and I seen this guy had 3 belts, a crown, and a trophy in his hand, and it wasn't you.
Oh, you talking about the basketball game? The Miracle Minister Kevin was at the celebrity basketball game. We didn't win it, man. We did not get it this year. That's the second time in a row. And salute to Team Promise, and everybody on the team. I thought we came out a little bit better this year, but long as the brothers had fun, long as the brothers, we had some brothers on the front lines that was in the game. All of our players weren't studs like that, but they did the best they could. We only lost by 10 points this time?
Yeah, he was I think probably building up a team, man. He probably practiced them all year round, trained with the Bucks and everything.
It was a good game. And like I said, salute to Nigel Harvey from Cream Skills INC. Hopefully we raise some good money for the program.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. And coming together, having a good time. I was thrilled though, man. Like looking at all the black men up in there. Mm-hmm. Violin, giving dap and hugs and all that. Like, this is what we need to see every day, man. Not just a once-a-year kind of thing, but every day when we interact with each other, we need to have that same smile, same spirit, that same joyous occasions like this,
Mm-hmm.
Whether we play a basketball, going out to eat, or just sit up watching a game or something.
Right.
We need to see this in our neighborhoods, man. It was awesome.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's great when the people come together for a great cause, everybody wins, and salute to, Cream Skills, INC. If you want to continue to help this program, they do a great job, a phenomenal job with the young people, and they have a mentorship program. They're helping out these kids through basketball and mentorship. And when he first came to me a couple years ago, it was like, hey, Tory, we got to raise funds for these kids, and we came up with the idea to do the celebrity basketball game and highlight some of the people that are active out here in our communities and have a great time. It was definitely a powerful event that took place, and hopefully next year it's bigger, better, and we can do more for the people in our community.
Sorry, I will tell you how great a program this is. I've been with it since its inception, about 9 years or so. I've been with it since it first began, and it's been strictly volunteer for me. I don't get paid to do anything with them. I don't get paid. Matter of fact, I lose money. I was working construction and turning down overtime. It was time to get paid $40-something an hour. Like, I got to go. I want to be there with the kids, be there with Nigel and the crew, referee. Like, I got to know, Well, you get paid $40, I don't care. It ain't about money all the time. And I do it on a volunteer basis. So that's how much my heart has been into it. So if other people get involved, maybe you get that same feeling. Because if you can help 1 or 2 kids, man, that kid might reach out and help 3 or 4 on the way, and so on and so on, and trickle down effect. And that's what it has to be about for us, not about what we can get for ourselves. It's what we can do for others. You're not going to be judged on what you've done for yourself. Nobody going to give you no pat on the back what you've done for yourself. What have you done for anybody else other than yourself? That's what it's going to be judged by.
Well, look, I appreciate everything that you do as well for the community. That's why I love when you come on, because I know you believe in getting people on one accord, and you work every day tirelessly in spite of a lot of the things that you had to go through with your injuries from a violent incident that took place while you was at work, and you came right back in and just continue to do the great work. And that's why, like, when they say you got to watch who you allow to pray, this is why I say you got to have somebody that's about that action, that's somebody that's willing to make the sacrifice to gather everybody with prayer. And so it couldn't have been a better person to do that prayer to lead me into the week. So I appreciate you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate Truth Nation as well. I know you in the chat, y'all cheering me on, praying for me and all that. I appreciate that as well, because it's definitely needed. I'm still going through a lot with my issues, quite a bit. But I'm going to make it through, because God didn't save me this far to leave me. He didn't bring me this far to leave me. He does a thing, and he wants me to continue on to do a good work. And that's what I'm going to do every time I get a chance to.
Powerful.
It was weird. I was up, you was gone, I was up in Minnesota the whole week, from Sunday until like 11 o'clock last night, and people like, oh, your wife ain't there? Oh, but she ain't worried about you cheating. I said, you ain't got to worry about me cheating on my wife. I ain't cheating on God.
Worried about you laying hands on somebody.
Right, I ain't gonna cheat on God. It ain't about no wife. It ain't about, I ain't cheating on God, man. He up there with me.
Hey,
wherever I go.
I'm just saying. Stressing for a blessing.
Man, it's about God.
Well, look. Well, we got to gather everybody together today, and I appreciate everybody out there in the chat, in the radio, and in radio land. As usual, once again, we got to get on one accord, and prayer gathers everybody. Prayer changes things. And I appreciate you, Miracle Minister Kevin, for the Monday prayer on a Wednesday.
That's what we got to pray every day. Because of who you are, Lord, we give you glory and praise. When the enemy thought to slay me, you thought otherwise to rescue me. Every time that we stumble, every time we fail, you were there to pick us up, dust us off, and set us on the way of prosperity and the way of positivity. So we can't help but to appreciate you for how great that you are. So now, Lord, we ask that you reach out to those families that are in bereavement, those who are lost, those who are broken, those who are simply just in need of a word from you, God. Answer prayers, heal bodies and broken hearts, uplift bowed down heads, and restore all that has been lost. These are perilous times, and the enemy knows that his days are numbered. Yet, God is still on the throne, and will make a way out of no way. I speak life more abundantly. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, anything else you want to say, Miracle Minister Kevin?
As always, brother, stay cool, stay calm, stay focused.
All right, look, when we come back, we're going to get into the show, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
And that's Tory Lowe, bringing you all the action and all the smoke. Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I'm gonna tell you this. Have you ever went to deposit money into the bank and something went wrong with the money? That's the worst. That's the worst feeling. That's the way, because now you got to call the bank. What's going on with the cash? Where my cash at? Well, there was a situation that I want to bring in front of Truth Nation where a woman down in Houston said that she deposited $10,000 into her Wells Fargo account, and $4,000 of the money ended up missing. And the bank said that they wasn't going to give her money back. What? I feel upset right now for the woman. She thinking she got $10,000 in the bank. We got audio on this. We got video on this if you're watching this. We broadcast live. And I think we broadcast it live on Facebook as well right now. This is the first time I've been able to, see it on Facebook. But that's powerful, Andrew. Well, we got video if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
I've been with Wells Fargo for so long. For years and years.
Willie Delane has Wells Fargo on speed dial.
Welcome to Wells Fargo.
Last month, she got a $10,000 life insurance check. She made the deposit at this Wells Fargo branch on Wood Forest. It was September 15th, 1:35 p.m. You got this text on September the 15th.
Correct.
The same day that you deposited the check.
Correct.
So in about a 9-hour time span after you deposited the check, you get this talking about fraudulent activity.
Correct.
What did you do?
I jumped up out of bed. I went and got my phone, and I called customer service for Wells Fargo. And the lady said, well, I will close your card out. You will be getting a new card in the mail, and I will freeze your account.
Someone had pulled $4,400 out of your savings account, put it into your checking account.
Correct.
What? And then they pulled out the money.
They pulled out the money.
By some sort of transfer.
They said it's some kind of teletransfer.
Teletransfer. Did you do that?
No, I didn't.
They basically are saying what? That you did this, that you don't get the money back.
Right. They saying I really did this, and that I have other transactions kind of like the one that went on, and I don't. I'm going to fight this because that's my money, you know. I don't make a whole lot of money, but that's mine.
Wow. Okay, so let me tell you something. It's a lot of fraud schemes that's going on, because a lot of times when we talk about bank transactions and even going to the ATM now, like it's people that got these little chips that they can, like, you know, get your card. It's so many different things going on with this. I'm wondering if Wells Fargo looked into this. They said that she had similar transactions to this. I don't know. I need more details to this, because if I'm put $10,000 into the bank from a life insurance, this is what they said, it was from life insurance, and all of a sudden the bank hit me back and I'm missing money, I'm gonna be livid. This is something that I don't know if this is something that's going on. If y'all got Wells Fargo, somebody in the chat, look. Somebody in the chat says, Sincere Runny Ray Real says, that's Wells Fargo for you. Take off and they just be like, well, they done took off with the money. And oh, well. Damn. I mean, that's got to be disappointing, especially nowadays. Mo the Elephant in the chat says, nah, Tory, Wells Fargo has been on, I can't say, wow, for a while, especially with some of us, with black people. Hey, that's why I tried to bring the story. They just saying it's so when it come to black folks, Wells Fargo been a little shaky, got a little shaky pass. It's kind of shaky. Truth Nation said, oh, if you got a Wells Fargo bank account and something funny that took place, hit me up. I want to know. Just one. If it's a lot of calls, then it's a problem. Then we may have to take some of these calls and try to, it may be a problem. But if I don't know if this is something that's going on, but I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't heard stories in the past. Especially when it comes to, the black folks, Wells Fargo. Hey, I need a manager for Wells Fargo to hit me up on the show. They might owe some people. Wells Fargo bank sued for race discrimination and mortgage lending practices. This is what the article that came out a while back. They had discriminatory lending practices. Class action lawsuit. So that was filed back in 22, April 14th, in the District of California. All right, Wells Fargo. Maybe you have to, maybe we have to get you out in the community or something to make up for this. If y'all got Wells Fargo, let me know. If it's something shady going on, I don't know. You got to Google it. You got to Google Wells Fargo.
It's also the scam story to look out for, I get those scam calls all the time.
Right. But did somebody scam her, or did she put the money in the bank?
I think somebody scammed her, man.
So did her relative scam her? Did somebody have her information? She probably, okay, so this is the flip side. This is the flip side of it. Somebody heard she got the $10,000 check, and they done went in there and had the account information, and maybe somebody in her family, maybe somebody, somebody got to be close to her if they can get the information. Somebody probably could have had the information that was close to her and then robbed, because she was a senior citizen. And you know how senior citizens get scammed all the time. That it was a point where the senior citizens was, when email first got popular, people were sending senior citizens emails talking about they was from another country and that they had money, and if they could pay into getting the money transferred to them, they would get a certain, maybe $10,000, $20,000 or something like that. But then they ended up kept sending the money because we didn't get it. They kept sending the money till they drained their bank account. That's why a lot of people was on Contact 6. They was here in Milwaukee. A lot of people was Tom Hooper. Tom Hooper on Contact 6. All I'm saying is keep your head on the swivel. I don't know if y'all ever did Wells Fargo. They got to pass that we got to raise. I got the rock eyebrow up on this one. Hopefully she can get an attorney. Somebody can look into it. Hopefully they can get a good investigation on that. Mo the Elephant says, if that was the case, that is Wells Fargo's job to investigate, especially if she went there. That's what I'm saying. Like, they didn't even try to offer her no services or nothing. From what I'm seeing. Hey, we might have somebody that got a Wells Fargo account. I don't know if something shady going on. Kawan in the chat says, I still get checks every now and then from Wells Fargo because my ex-husband did something back then. I know it was him because they came under his last name. I nicely deposit them into my Chase. Hey, look, when we come back, we're at a Pop Culture Report, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Don't touch that dial. The Tory Lowe Show will be right back on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Bucks basketball is back. A brand new season of big games, electric matchups, and unforgettable moments starts now. There's nothing like Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The energy, the thrills, the slam dunks, and buzzer-beating three-pointers. Don't miss your chance to be part of all the on-the-court, cheering crowd, fear the deer excitement. Get your tickets today at bucks.com/tickets. That's bucks.com/tickets.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Sherwin Hughes with his truth.
You ever notice how the phrase 9 to 5 sounds just so old school? That's because in 2025, the 9 to 5 is as outdated as a rotary phone. Let's be real. The world has changed, and the way we work has changed with it. The gig economy is booming. Folks are making money on their own terms, driving Ubers, delivering DoorDash, freelancing, and side hustling their way to the bag. And then there's the work-from-home revolution. People are clocking in from their kitchen tables, their favorite coffee shops, or even the beach. Laptops open, pajamas on, productivity up. The virtual office is now the new corner office, and the only commute is from the bed to the desk. Let's not forget about the digital nomads, those bold souls who turn the world into their workplace. They're sending emails from Bali, closing deals in Barcelona, and living life on their own schedule. No time clock, no cubicle, just Wi-Fi and a dream. And 21st century entrepreneurship, well, it's a whole new game. You can launch a business from your phone, build a brand on Instagram, and make more in a week than some folks do in a month without even punching a clock. So who's still working that old 9 to 5 job? People who are resistant to change or maybe just can't adapt. The future belongs to the flexible, the creative, the hustlers who know how to make technology work for them. The 9 to 5, well, that's a museum piece. The real action is happening outside the box, where freedom and opportunity are just a click away.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. A reunion with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers in Sunday Night Lights as the Pack head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Coach Matt LaFleur isn't thinking about Rodgers, though.
I'm going to talk about how we, just like we do every week, what is our blueprint and what are our keys in order to go to Pittsburgh, which is a damn good football team and a really tough, hostile environment, and try to play our best.
That game begins Sunday evening at 7:20. Another reunion on the way to Milwaukee as the Bucks opened the season against the Washington Wizards and Chris Middleton. Middleton on Analysis Live earlier this week.
Day one since I got there all the way up until, losing against Indy in the playoffs. I've been in Milwaukee pretty much my whole NBA career, so that's pretty much, all I knew was the life of, basketball in Milwaukee.
That game is tonight at 7 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app, at 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. We've been talking about this scam. I guess allegedly this woman put $10,000 of her life insurance in the Wells Fargo and came up a little short, saying over $4,000 was missing out of her account. We got somebody on the lines, Audrey. How you doing, Audrey?
Hi, how are you?
Blessings. How you doing? Hopefully you're not doing as bad as this person in Houston that is missing money and don't know where it went.
Well, the circumstances sounded terribly familiar because something similar happened to me just last week, and I am also a Wells Fargo customer. Okay, I put a $10,000 plus check into that bank, and all of a sudden, a couple days later, I got over my email a text saying they found fraud. Somebody has charged over $300 to your account and also tried to buy a lot of barbecue at some place in the city. You know what I'm saying? And then I also had to go down and get a new card, which is very inconveniencing because you have to wait almost a week to get it.
Sound like what they did to this lady.
I don't know. Yes, I heard that, and that's just so terrible. I'm going to tell you, my red flags went up. It just made me think something is happening from within.
Like somebody inside doing an inside job.
That's my first thoughts. I could be wrong, but I don't know. There's a lot of games being played on people by these agencies and official businesses out there.
All right, let me ask you a question.
The Social Security bill.
Let me ask you the question. So you put the $10,000 in the Wells Fargo. All of a sudden, you got
$10,000 plus dollars.
Okay, so you got $10,000 plus dollars, just like the woman from Houston. All of a sudden, you get this text message saying that
they found fraud on the account, that I have to contact them immediately. And so I did. I called them, and then they was like, yeah, somebody. I said, what was the fraud? Somebody tried to charge $300, but they caught them before they actually charged it, they claim. And I'm still going to be watching for that because I had to go down and get a new card and everything.
Wow. So well, thank God that they caught it. They caught it, early. But do you think that's the banking issue?
I can't be for certain, like I said, Tory. But worse things have happened. Let me put it that way.
Oh, wow. So check this out.
With businesses.
Go right ahead.
Well, I was just going to say with businesses that you trust and supposed to be able to trust, that's licensed under the government, but yet they still dealing dirty and doing foul things.
Wow. Now, does anybody have your information other than you that could have possibly had some kind of way to use your card number?
Nobody.
Okay.
Because, you know, sometimes we let family members do certain things or
No, I don't even have any family that can do that to me right now. I don't even, it's just me, okay?
So
and
you know
two young
for a fact-
boys, and they sure don't have.
So you know for a fact that nobody has your information other than you and the bank.
Yes, but you can look at that in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people actually have all of our information. Every time we order something online,
right?
Every time we go to a grocery store, people got our information.
You talk about every time you
mine,
order
and
Uber
everybody
Eats,
else's.
and you give them the number to get the order, and they take down your credit card information.
They do the same thing whenever you order anything online from Amazon. I don't care where you get it from. They got all your information, even the CVC number, that 3-digit number on the back. They all got it. Anybody got your information.
Wow. That's true.
Think about it.
That's true. Well,
So anybody could be guilty.
Well, what do you want the people to know about you going through this situation?
All I can do is say, let's just all just keep our heads on the swivel and be aware. Sometimes doing our best to do that still just ain't good enough because they got a way of getting you coming and going.
Wow. Keep your head on the swivel. Look both ways before you cross the street. Thank you, Audrey, for tapping in. I guess we got the pop culture report. And for the pop culture report, I want to discuss a situation that I saw that was dealing with mental health. Gucci Mane was on The Breakfast Club recently, and he was talking about how he has episodes, and his wife was talking about how she was dealing with him having these mental health episodes, which was definitely interesting because I know a lot of people, y'all in relationships right now with somebody that might be a little schizo or bipolar, and I want to talk about this because this is something that when we don't even really think about until you actually have to deal with it. Let's get the audio up of Gucci Mane explaining his episodes and his wife discussing how she has to deal with living with somebody with severe mental health issues. If you're watching this rebroadcast live on YouTube or on Facebook now or other social media, we got video. Let's listen.
When I had an episode in like 2019 or 2020,
COVID.
Around COVID, like after that, I was like, man, I got to really just hold myself accountable and take care of my health. I don't never want to have an episode again. I'm like, I'm going to see a therapist. I just didn't never want to have that happen again. And then my wife was pregnant. I don't want to raise a family. And then my mental health gone. What if I have an episode I can't come back from? It's like starting to do the work and like start seeking the help.
I mean, the things he would say are really, really bad. And I just have to like take a deep breath. Like I said, I'm not talking to you right now. You want to sit here and be crazy alone? I'm not going to allow you to be crazy alone. At one point, I called his attorney. I called some bodyguards, and I just planned a whole kidnap, and we kidnapped him and took him to the hospital because we could not get him to the hospital.
And who did you call first to say, let me fix that?
I apologize to everybody. I apologize to everybody who would accept my call. I apologize to.
When you see artists doing that now, do you know exactly what they're going through?
I wish I could talk to the people that know them to tell them how to help them.
I tried to reach out to Kim when Kanye was going through an episode. It bothered me so much, but I don't know her, and I didn't want to feel like a groupie. This was during their marriage. I'm like, damn, I want to talk to her so bad. Like, I can help you, but I never was successful.
Kim, what was it like just trying to protect the business that you guys have built while
I have a
he's
system.
personally...
I take his apps off his phone. First thing I do, I delete Instagram. I delete everything. I don't need the public to know he's having an episode.
We heard Kim this week say how Kanye just used to give away their cars and stuff.
I gave away jewelry.
Money.
And jewelry costs so much.
Money.
You know how much it costs for jewelry? Like,
Yeah.
I would give my friends jewelry, and like they know I went well, they'll take it.
Damn. They take
That's why,
advantage of you.
I felt like, damn, they know something's going on with me, but they'll take it. So it's like, when I got out of jail, like I cut off all my friends, my old friends. I'm like, damn, they were taking advantage.
And this is the sad reality that a lot of people get taken advantage of when they're having these mental health episodes. This is why I try to tell people, don't get so upset with people when they're having an episode, because sometimes people don't even know they even have severe mental health issues. They haven't been diagnosed or anything like that. So they think that when they start spazzing out and doing all that extra, you know, they don't know that sometimes that could be a trigger or a red flag that's mental health. You know, that may not be something that's natural. And once you identify this, then you got to try to, hey, I need some help. If you always out, you know, doing extra, going over the top, you might have some mental health. You might need to go get checked out because that ain't normal. You know, many times if you're rational and you start acting irrational and start doing things, you know, that maybe unlike you, you may have to try to go get some help. And a lot of people living with people in relationships that are undiagnosed. So when they get to japping out, even punching on you, even trying to bring harm to you, that may not be that. It may be something else going on. It may be something else going on, and a lot of us are living with somebody that maybe need to go to the doctor and get some, you know, make sure that we get them in a space where they can see what their diagnosis is and get some help. Brain Rot says, quick quiz. Who said nothing is high price except beef? I don't even know. That ain't even got nothing to do with the topic. A hint, he is struggling with mental health. Oh, I guess he's saying that. I don't know. I don't even know.
Think of his friends, Tory.
I don't even know what he's trying to say.
Sells jewelry.
Well, when his friends, when you talk about his friends taking this stuff, I think a lot of people with mental health issues get taken advantage of. I think a lot of girls, a lot of women, when it comes to human trafficking, a lot of them have mental health issues, and people will prey on that as a weakness. So this is something that I've been trying to tell people, that many times they think that that's just them. Hey, no, they want to do that. No, sometimes people don't have the mental capacity to say no or to not be manipulated. There's a lot of folks sitting up in church giving away their money on Sundays because they don't understand that, okay, I got to have some common sense here. And a lot of folks, I think the Winans, the pastor, was just on social media, told the woman she gave $1,000 and some dollars, and he said that ain't enough. He embarrassed her in front of the church, saying she needed to pay $2,000 like he asked. Like, you don't understand. Like, I need $2,000. And she gave all she had. It's a story in the Bible about the widow's mite, the woman that gave the one widow's mite, and that was all she had, but she gave more than everybody. So now in 2025, you got videos of pastors, what is that, the Winans? One of the Winans?
Yeah, we talked about it yesterday, Tory.
Yeah, one of the Winans. Telling the woman that it ain't enough. Marvin Winans. Yeah, telling the woman it ain't enough. That's mental health, because if you let somebody do that to you, common sense would be like, you know what, not only give me my money back, I ain't never coming back. You know, because you should be happy that I even gave you my hard-earned money that I work for. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation, with the Pop Culture Report. Stay locked in.
You are listening to the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, Truth fam. This is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Truth Nation, you have to be there on Saturday, November 1st at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit happening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's the one-stop shop resource fair connecting families with job opportunities, child support assistance, health education, vaccination, and screenings, financial empowerment and credit repair support, legal assistance, all in one place. You can't beat that. Bring your teams to explore offer internships, job readiness, and mentoring opportunities that build their future. Register early. Don't wait. Everyone is welcome. Visit Milwaukee.gov/fatherhood to sign up as a participant, a vendor, or volunteer. That is Milwaukee.gov/fatherhood. For more information, call 414-286-0222. That is the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit on Saturday, November 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit AARP.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit AARP.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's AARP.org/Milwaukee.
The WIAA football playoffs is here, and you know what that means. Win or go home. Tune in this Friday night as the 7th-seeded Marquette Hilltoppers begin their quest for a state championship as they travel to take on the 2nd-seeded Sussex Hamilton Chargers. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Frederickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, I was trying not to get into this because some people so sensitive about what's going on with their past, but we got to throw this out here. I talked about it in the last segment, but I need to get the video up of this Marvin Winans that was telling the lady that she didn't give enough money even though she gave what she had. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I do kind of got my own opinion. When I say I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going on inside these churches. But I do got my own opinion because I used to be a deacon. I was a deacon in church I used to take up offering. And you used to give what you can. You know what I mean? Like, okay, whatever God put on your heart. That's what they used to say. Now it ain't enough. Now it's what I say it is. That's wild. That's wild. But we got I want to play that audio of the pastor telling this woman that what she had wasn't good enough. Let's listen.
Hey, Roberta McCoy, giving faith and stand in unity with the vision of Perfecting Church of sowing this seed of $1,000 plus $235 and receiving the blessings to come to all that participated.
Now that's only $1,200.
Yes.
Y'all not listening to what I'm saying. If you have 1,000 plus 1,000.
Okay. Oh, wow. I'm gonna work on the other 800.
Well, that ain't what I asked you to do.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. We're gonna do this a couple of ways. Those that have the 1,000 plus 1, that means you're coming with your 1,000 that you're giving, plus you've asked someone else to give. Now you don't have to stop at 1,000, and we're going to deal. So in other words, if you say, Pastor Winans, I'm coming with my 1,000 plus another 3,000, then you'll say that.
Oh, wow.
You understand? And if you didn't get the plus 1, but you maybe came with $250, you're going to come say that this is my 1,000 plus 250. You with me? And we're going to go all the way down. So I need you, in order for this to work, I need you to come when you're called.
Hey. Okay, this why a lot of these churches is empty. You know what I mean? Like, that's why a lot of these religious ideas ain't even a factor no more. Because a lot of people are starting to realize that you trying to put me in the cult. This sounds like a cult to me.
Trying to put him in the poorhouse.
Yeah, like you're milking people, and many times, a lot of times, you know, folks is just moving with the leadership, and they getting used and abused. They getting their money taken. They taking the money, and we gotta start saying that. These folks is robbing people. Because the moment we just start talking like that, the more we can address it. I remember we had the building fund, and I was young and I was giving to the church. They wanted to build a new church. And I remember going in debt in the church. I had to pay the building fund, choir dues, Sunday school offering, the morning offering, the evening. By the time I got out the church, I was broke. And at the time, I was young. You know, I was young. I was like, okay, this is for God. You know what I mean? But then as I grew older and started asking questions, you know, when I start asking questions, they tried to take me off the deacon board. When I start asking questions like, why is this happening? Why? I'm trying to tell you. They don't want you woke. They don't want you to wake up and say, what's happening then? I'm trying to tell you. As soon as you say what's happening then, you go on the threat chart. You go on the threat chart. They just want you to do and not ask no questions. Now, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of this is cult behavior. A lot of y'all don't want to hear y'all in the cult. Y'all supposed to be there to do the work. If anytime somebody trying to get you to manipulate you out of their money, what God need all that money for? And it was a video that a man had. I don't know if this was AI though. It could have been because, all right, I was hoping this video was AI. You know what I mean? Because it was just that bad. It was just that bad. It reminded me of a fake AI video that you can't believe that you're going to tell a woman while her child's sitting there, while her child's standing with her, that he could have got a PlayStation game. She could have used that money for her family. Ungrateful. So all I'm going to say is this, because it's a video where they got the man got the brand new Maybach on stage. I don't know if this is AI or not, but he got the Maybach. He brought the Maybach in the church. I don't know. It could be AI. Because nowadays the AI here, because when I seen this, it could have been AI. I don't know. Because I can only imagine if a pastor would pull up a Maybach or a Bentley on the pulpit. I would snap, because what is that? You know, I don't know. It could have been AI, because they got Martin Luther King out here on AI, and I think the Martin Luther King family now is saying that they want to go against these AI creations, and I even seen that Tupac estate is trying to go against some of the AI creations now, because it's disrespectful to their legacy, to their images. But what I'm saying is, I was told when you came up, they was the 10%. Y'all can debate 10% all y'all want. That just depends on what y'all trying to do. But the offering was supposed to be whatever, you felt that you wanted to give, not controlled by what somebody telling you to do. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people that when I was coming up, they had the $100 line, the $500 blessing line, the $1,000 blessing line. I done seen people do this. I done saw it with my own eyes, folks standing in different lines to get different blessings. But we coming out of poor communities. Why is you stressing poor people taking their money when they got bills due? Hey, we got Southside Frank. I think Southside Frank on the line. He want to tell
a quick story on church building. How you doing, Southside Frank?
Couldn't be better. Thank you, Tory. I'll be real quick. I was still in my very early 20s, a carpenter's apprentice. We were doing a church expansion. It was somewhere on the north side. I can't say exactly where, but I'm just a young man in a crappy car trying to get my come up. And here comes the pastor on the scene in a Yukon with spinners.
What?
He stepped out dressed like this other fella that you just had on your show with the three-piece, the pinstripes. I asked this man to his face how's business, and I was kicked off the job.
What?
That's my story. That's my story, man.
Oh, wow. Don't ask no questions. Just get to work. Paint that wall. You know what I mean? They know. Don't be checking my pockets, Southside Frank. Don't be looking at what I got. Worry about what you not gonna get now. You fired. See, I'm telling you, this is where the pimping and the pastorship, the pimping and the pastoring going. It kind of. I can't tell the difference. That's why there ain't nobody up in there. That's why nobody ain't when I was coming up, you had to go to church on Easter and Christmas. You had to do that. Like now, you ain't got to do that no more. Because folks are saying, I ain't finna go and get pimped out and be a part of a cult. This is what they doing. They not going there. And I hate when people put pastors up in front of everybody like they speaking on the behalf of the community because they not. I hate when they put Democrats up. They not speaking on the behalf of, they don't speak for me. I speak for me. You don't represent the community at hand. Matter of fact, when you look at the community, it's out of hand. No. How can somebody... You know what? Let me go to break before I get my blood pressure going, because I don't like it. I don't like it. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Milwaukee Panthers basketball is back. On Saturday afternoon, the Panthers host the UW Parkside Rangers.
4 seconds left in the half. KP contested three. Oh, Pullian buried it at the buzzer. 5-on-4. Folks lob it up. Johnny Lovelace Jr. sends it in.
Scott Warris has the coverage Saturday starting at 12:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 1 o'clock.
So let me ask you, when the government, and again, I'm doing the air quotes, tightens the belt, who's standing underneath the belt when it snaps back?
This is The Truth Unfiltered with Denise Thomas and Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't want you to agree. Honestly, should I be transparent? I don't really care if you agree. I, like you, want to be heard.
Sundays starting at 7 on 620 WTMJ and Mondays at 6 on 101.7 The Truth.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkmylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Roskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Dozer. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum, I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data, to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear explanation.
expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth. The most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM. The movement continues. Yeah. Milwaukee, stand up. Stand up. It's Tory, Lowe, the truth. From 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice. We want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah. Tory, Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We bout that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready. We ready.
Seven The Truth. Thank you for joining me for the second hour of the Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got a lot to unpack this hour, but I want to get this in here for those that are still suffering from the flood damages. The time is almost up to get in with FEMA or whatever that's going on with the flood. I got a story. The deadline rapidly approaches for flood victims looking for disaster relief loans. This is out of Washington County. I know we got a wide audience, a widespread audience. A lot of people that didn't got the FEMA benefits. I heard a lot of people had different things, different thoughts on what took place with the FEMA benefits. I know a lot of people had hit me up. But if you have not, especially in Washington County, they said that there may be, you may be approaching the deadline. So making sure that I throw that out there once again. This show spreads across a wide audience, a lot of different counties, a lot of different places. So I want to make sure that we throw that out there, y'all. If you in Washington County, you better make sure that you tap in. Hopefully those around here in the city of Milwaukee, hopefully y'all can call in and try to tell us what happened with y'all FEMA experience. I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to know how much FEMA tapped in with a lot of y'all. I seen some stories. I seen some people got certain amounts. I think it varied depending on what the situation was. But I need to know. FEMA then came. I want to know if you satisfied with what happened. We had Miss Flo called in and talked about last week that they did a good job with her situation. And as you know, Miss Flo called in. We went over there and cleaned her situation out because she was dealing with not mental health issues, but her disabilities. She had disabilities going on, and she couldn't deal with the basement. So we got over there. Truth Nation, salute to Pam and her brothers, and we went over there and we helped clean out the basement. But I guess I'm waiting to see the finished product. I guess she's saying that it's going fine, so I can't wait to see the end result. There were other elders that we went over there and tried to help clear out a lot of the issues. But, hey, look, this is on the back end now. FEMA then came. And I want y'all to send y'all pictures in if it's looking good. If it's looking good. I try to tell people all the time, when you're about that action, we just want results. We just want results. A lot of folks be talking. But I said, if you shut their mouth and look at what they're able to produce, the fruit, then you'll know what that person is capable of. I was telling Elizabeth Brown, I said, if it's 24 hours in a day and a person is doing 8 hours worth of work or 16 hours worth of work doing something. That's who they is. Whatever that they out there doing, that's who they is. You ain't got to be fooled. You ain't got to be tricked. All you got to do is look at where they spending most of their time during the day. You ain't got to listen. You ain't got to let nobody try to, swindle you. You just look at what they doing for the most of the time. A lot of y'all got tricked because y'all was listening. Y'all want to hold the phone to y'all ear. Y'all ain't using your eyesight. Y'all, how you talking to me for this long time? And what you doing? What you got to do today? Well, we got right on the phone. What they talking about? What they calling in about, the FEMA? What we got? Wisconsin aid. Right?
Yeah.
How you doing, right?
Hi, what's happening, Tory?
Blessings, brother. How you doing?
Blessing all day. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. I'm just getting done with work, man. I just called in, man. I listen to you every day, man.
Blessings, brother.
You're a good brother, dog. You know
appreciate
what I mean? it. And I love 107 The Truth, man. My favorite. It's the only station I listen to, man. But anyways, though, I was calling in for the FEMA. They came through for me, man.
That's what's up.
Renter. I got a rental property, so they came through for the renter first, and they hit her off. She got a good little change. She had stuff that flooded in the basement. I ended up losing my hot water heater. Now I'm working on getting the furnace replaced. So I just got a quote today on that. They told me when I get the quote for the furnace to send it in.
Okay, so they working with you.
Good job on my
so
part.
you satisfied?
They doing good. Yeah, I'm satisfied with.
That's powerful.
Yeah,
I'm about to get the before and after picture from you.
I got you, dog.
That's what's up. I'm excited to hear that. Thank you, Mr. Wright, for tapping in. Okay, I guess we got Ortiz. Ortiz, what's going on with the aid you didn't got from the flood? Check in.
Well, Mr. Tory, I did it. I did it. And it was kind of weird because, my neighbors, they didn't get no damage. But my son, he friends with the boy that my neighbors, they friends.
Mm-hmm.
My son tells me that his friend's daddy, he was on the phone talking to somebody, telling them that he's filling out the paperwork. I ain't got no damage, but I'm going to make it look like I got damage. If they ain't coming out here, I'm going to just get that money.
What?
I don't understand.
Well, people going to scam.
I thought people learned about the PPP loans. They still want to play that game. Leave that money alone. Let people that house got damage get fixed, and let it be that. We don't need no more trouble with Mr. Trumps. We don't need that.
Hey, like I said, if they find out you in a scam, they may have to circle back.
Hey, I hope they circle back, because I hope it ain't a lot of people that go play that game, because there's a lot of people out here, houses got messed up. And, I sit over here by Green Bay, and it was more than just water damage. It seemed like the sewer or something busted, and it smelled like feces all through the neighborhood.
Oh,
and
wow.
The little kids out there playing in the water. And I had to go out there and tell them, look here, y'all get out of that, because it ain't water from the river. That ain't water. That's boo-boo water.
Oh, wow.
And when I said boo-boo, they knew what I was talking about. They hurried themselves up out that water. But yeah, that was bad. But I really hope that people go and get that money and get their house fixed. And maybe the churches should have took a little offering from people in their church to get their houses fixed. But you have a good old day, Mr. Tory. And I'm going to keep on listening to you, okay, brother?
Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in. Hey, look, I'll say this. The trickery is real. The trickery is real. Anytime you got money being given out, somebody going to find a way to try to put something in their pocket. Just like the PPP loans, just like your taxes, just like the tax money. Somebody always got a bright idea on how to get it out your pocket, get it in their pocket. But here we go. Well, it was two. What I think we heard 2 out of 3. That ain't bad. 2 good stories out of 3.
Hey, I'll take those odds every day, Tory.
I'll take those odds. I'll take the 2 out of 3 every day. But like I said, this is a time where a lot of people are uncertain about the SNAP benefits that's coming up. And you know we're going to talk about that. But we got to guess. We got guests in studio. And when we come back, we going matter of fact, he here in the production booth right now. When we come back, we're going to take an early break. When we come back, we're going to have more discussion. Truth Nation, stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Gina Della and her team at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin always have the winning game plan. Check out the championship caliber play call this month. A whole house of beautiful, new, energy-efficient Pella windows for as low as $297 a month, and get this, 0% interest for up to 60 months. That's like running a drive that keeps moving the chains with no penalties and no interest. And I can tell you from my experience, Pella Windows actually stop the drafts. You'll stay comfortable no matter how cold it gets outside. Think about it. Energy savings, comfort, and a great monthly payment you can actually manage. That's why I trust Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, and why this is the right time to make your move. Call today and schedule your free consultation at PellaWI.com. Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31 of 2025.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are much closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's aarp.org/Milwaukee.
Wisconsin is as hardworking of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Hey, we got guests. We got the president of the Boys and Girls Club, president and CEO out of Madison and Dane County.
Yes, sir.
We got Michael Johnson in studio.
Yes,
Look,
sir.
a lot of people in Madison, a lot of people from around these parts, they familiar with the work that you do.
Yes, sir.
But you didn't drop the book.
you didn't did so many things over the years. I think that the first time I saw something you was doing, you was on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And then I think a lot of the issues in the community when people gather, you were always involved in that.
Absolutely.
But you're also involved in the Boys and Girls Club, where you have done so many things for the community in Dane County.
Thank you.
That's powerful.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
So it's a blessing to have you on the show. And you got a book out, and this book is The Audacity to Lead. This is the name of the book. What's going on here? What's all this?
Man, I put this. Let me first of all say it's a real honor, man, to be on your show. I've heard so many great things about you. And his brother named Steve-O, somebody had connected the two of us, and he was like, you got to go on The Truth. That has to be your first interview before you go across the country talking about your book. So I wanted to come here, man, and chat with you. And the bottom line is, man, I was a kid that grew up in the projects on the west side of Chicago, couldn't read, couldn't write, got shot at, almost committed suicide. And you look at me today, somebody has raised over $250 million for young people all over the country. And you rarely see black men doing that at that capacity. So for years, people have been asking me to put out a book. So I put the book out, and I'm laying out a blueprint.
How long did it take you to write it?
Man, it took
because it took you a lifetime to make it.
It really took about 8 years for me to do it, right? So it took me really about 4 months to write it.
Okay.
But I was skeptical about putting it out because sometimes, man, like growing up where I grew up at, when you grew up in a neighborhood that's infested with gangs, drugs, and poverty, and you get into these public roles, sometimes people don't understand some of the challenges that you've gone through to get to where you're at. And I just say, you know what, man, people close to me was like, you've done so much good, not only in Wisconsin, but across the country. Put that blueprint out. So part of it is a memoir about my life. And the subtitle of the book is From the Projects to the C-Suites, but it's also about having the audacity to lead and the 7 mindsets on love, family, and turning your adversity into impact. And that's pretty much what I've done.
That sounded powerful.
Thank you, brother.
And as an advocate, because many times you got to get out and advocate for those in your community as well. And they say with great responsibility, you got to have, extra patience.
Absolutely.
Extra patience, you know what I mean? As your territory expands, when it comes to dealing with the Boys and Girls Club and raising money and assisting people with housing, how were you able to get through all of that?
Man,
many times when people say, okay, we got to sit around and wait for somebody to come.
I don't wait for nobody, bro.
What is the mindset? How were you able to put yourself in a space where you can help others?
Yeah, people, sometimes when you're in these leadership roles, people throw shots at you, right? People show you a lot of love. But I've learned, man, you got to just roll around people or just roll over people. And so in Madison, when I grew up in Chicago public schools, I couldn't read, I couldn't write at college proficiency. And when I took over the Boys and Girls Clubs 16 years ago, we run one of the largest college preparatory programs in the country, where 97% of my kids, black and brown kids, are graduating from high school and they're going on to college. And we have data from the University of Wisconsin that showed that we're moving the academic needle for black and brown kids to the point that the U.S. Secretary of Education, Arnie Duncan, highlighted our work on the front page of the Department of Education. Secondly, I am black first and foremost, and I never have had an issue standing up on social justice issues, even when our community is under attack, right? So people attacked me when we raised the money when Michael Brown was killed in St. Louis. It was the mayor of that city and the Urban League CEO who asked me to come down and to raise money, and we did that. And we put all 3 of Michael Brown's siblings, raised scholarship money for his kids to go to college.
I didn't know Michael Brown had kids.
No, not his kids. I'm sorry, his siblings.
Oh, okay.
The same thing with Ahmaud Avery. When he was killed, I ended up partnering with Omari Hardwick, who's the star of Power. Brought him on Facebook, and we did a town hall meeting, and we ended up raising money for Ahmaud Avery's sister so she could finish her graduate program.
That's powerful.
And then even when young people are killed, when Black and brown people need houses. You'll see me over the holidays raising hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy houses for people, to put people into cars, utilizing your influence to be a blessing
like
to
Oprah
other
Winfrey.
people. I ain't quite like Oprah yet, but
you get a car, you get a house.
You use the power of social media to help people. And in Wisconsin, we have one of the largest home ownership gaps in the country.
Right.
And if I can utilize whatever influence that my organization have, we try to be a blessing to other people.
Now, we talk about the youth nowadays, and I know that you run a lot of the boys and girls clubs out in Dane County.
Yeah.
But it's 2025.
Yes, sir.
What are the resources and the outlets do these young people need? Are the old traditional ways of dealing with how we were dealt with, you know, we was outside, we was playing kickball, we was doing all this other stuff. Now, in this new age of technology, a lot of different interests. Children have a lot of different interests.
No doubt.
Where do we need to be?
You got to meet young people where they're at. And so I would say, like, we don't run a traditional boys and girls club. Yeah, we have preschool, we have after-school programs, but a third of my staff work in the schools during the school day to make sure, first and foremost, my kids can read and write. Secondly, we built the Workforce Center. We built the largest youth workforce center in the history of Boys and Girls Clubs of America. We want to put bread in kids' pockets. And we know in America, 51% of working-age adults don't have college degrees. So we built a state-of-the-art center to teach young people how to become plumbers, carpenters, electricians, entrepreneurs, to the point now they're replicating what we've done in Madison and 22 cities across America.
That's powerful.
And I would also say you got to do things that you got to empower young people, and you also got to pay them. So like when I was a kid, I started working at 13. That kept me off the streets. That kept me from selling weed and crack cocaine because somebody gave me a job.
Right, something
and I
to
talk
do.
about that. My book is something to do, and that's what we try to do. So in our workforce program, I don't want kids coming for free. We raised $35 million in 16 months. We created an endowment so we can pay our kids and partner with the right folks to meet kids where they're at. And that's what we try to do with my organization.
Now, I'll say this. A lot of people, you know, they want to give these kids a big Martin Luther King speech.
Yeah.
And, you know, and without no resources for them to, you know, kind of on a day-to-day basis interact with, it's going to be a problem.
No doubt about that. You got to, man, it's funny because, like, you know, I look at some of the young people that we serve right now, right? And I think about my own life. And there was a guy by the name of Peter Goshes who owned a liquor store in my neighborhood. When my homies were selling 8 balls, you know, he was telling me, like, come and get the same amount of money in my grocery store, and I'll show you the way. And so if we're going to tell young people to stay away from the streets, we have to give them an economic opportunity and create economic equations.
Because that's how the streets lure them out there.
Exactly. And a lot of it is economics, right? And so a lot of times we as nonprofit leaders, we raise resources, and sometimes those resources don't necessarily get to those who are the most vulnerable in our community.
I agree. And even with when I'm out here in the community, I'd be like, where are all these dollars going to these nonprofits? Are they hitting the streets?
Yeah.
Because every time I, you know, need a resource to try to respond to some of the things that are in the community, a lot of times it's just a mission statement.
You know what it is,
and the mission is not even being done.
Some folks, and I'm not being critical.
No, just talk. Tell your truth,
right? And my truth is, I've tried, bro, to stay connected to the streets, right? So even though I'm from the streets, I lived in the projects 23 years of my life. My family still live, you know, on the west side and south sides of Chicago. They keep me grounded. And even in Madison, I make sure that I stay connected to the streets. And sometimes I be like, man, you be hanging out with this guy named Jackie Bodine who dressed like a pimp. Jackie, one of the smartest guys that I know. I think about Corey Marino, who spent 10 years in prisons here in Wisconsin. Corey keeps me grounded. And then I connect them to people who are multimillionaires and in some cases, billionaires who we leverage those relationships to help get things done for young people in our community.
And the powerful thing about that is you're in a space where you can make the connection. They can never get the connection, but since you run a lot of the ideas for the Boys and Girls Club, you've been successful at doing the things that you were called to do. It opens up the gates for you to say, hey, look, this is a great thing that we can do.
No doubt.
And so that's powerful within itself.
And you got to be able to bridge those two worlds, right? So like one of the things I knew I had to do as an up-and-coming nonprofit leader was to go get as many credentials. I had to first learn how to read and write.
Right.
And then years later, I ended up going to Harvard Business School, Cornell University, the Center of Philanthropy at Indiana University. I ended up going to get my MBA. Somebody that could not read and write just 15 years ago.
Coming out that public school system.
Exactly.
Like a lot of the kids coming
sir.
out of the public school
sir.
system.
Yes, sir. And
test scores is down.
And that's why, bro, our after-school programs can't just be all fun, right? We want young people to have fun, but they got to know how to read and they got to know how to write. And you got to add that to it. And that's why I wrote this book, because there's a lot of people in Milwaukee, in Madison, in Green Bay, they got the will, but they don't have the mindset and they don't have the business acumen to go out and, one, grab those resources and then connect those resources to the street.
And I tell people, like, they don't teach you financial literacy.
Yeah.
And then you sometimes when we get out in the streets and they say, okay, it's easier to lure somebody out when they think it's just about the money.
No doubt.
But no, it's about understanding how to make money, how to work a business, how to initiate the entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
A lot of times when it comes to the streets, it ain't no paperwork to it.
That's right.
And a lot of people, I'm out here hustling, but really it's all in vain because you can't even take it and transfer it and make it work for you.
You get no 401k after putting 20 years, in the streets. And bro, I learned that the hard way. I went to a school where the coaches dressed up in Ku Klux Klan outfits.
Oh, wow.
And pretended like they were going to lynch me. I sue the school. I come home a millionaire at 19 years old.
Oh, wow.
And 6 months later, I was broke. So I came home.
With $1 million?
Oh, yeah, I came home. You remember New Jack City?
You must have turned up.
Man, I turned up, bro. So remember New Jack City? That movie with, maybe I'm telling my age, but with Nino Brown. I came home with a Kango, a big chain on, and my
big
truck. And I just started a record label named Old Murder Records. And then I just started throwing. I bought a restaurant, and before you know it, it was gone.
Right.
And I look back on that, and I'm thankful that I had that experience because it made me respect.
Somebody said, what school was that?
University of Minnesota Morris.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it's very
I had an incident with Minnesota. I had to sue. They tried to jump me at work and put me in the hog grinder in Nobles County.
I ain't surprised.
Hey, that's what I tell people. Anytime somebody call me and say something happened in Minnesota.
Yeah.
What part?
Yeah. This one.
Yeah.
So I ended up going to, this was a smaller school. And 30 years later, they invited me back to come and speak to the campus, and then they transferred me to the big school. So they did what they needed to do. But the fact that in 1993, somebody thought it was funny to burn a cross, to pretend like they were getting shot. The players went to jail. The coaches went to jail. And at that time, man, I had never experienced. I never thought. I probably met Klan members before, but I never met any that was in those outfits.
Right.
And it was real, man. I talk about it in the book.
Wow. Well, look, when we come back, we got Michael Johnson in the studio. He got the book out, The Audacity to Lead, a big contributor to the Madison-Dane County community and all across the country.
Yeah.
We're going to have more conversation when we get back, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app and 1017thetruth.com.
Fall in Milwaukee, where the air is crisp, the drinks are cold, and the good times are just heating up. Stroll Milwaukee's lakefront and explore its parks as they burst into a kaleidoscope of golds, ambers, and reds. Raise a glass at a beer garden that feels like a neighborhood block party, Milwaukee style. And just as the temps fall, Brewers baseball is turning up the heat. October dreams are made right here. This season, every color, every cheer, every sip, it all comes together in Milwaukee. Craft your perfect getaway at visitmilwaukee.org.
Join us for the Greater Milwaukee Urban League's annual Black and White Ball on November 1st at the Bear Center. This elegant evening supports vital programs in employment, education, and economic opportunity for our community. Enjoy an unforgettable performance by national recording artist Sean Hinton and step out in your finest black and white attire and be part of something transformative. It's not too late to be a sponsor or reserve your seats by visiting gmul.org. That is gmul.org. The Black and White Ball. Building brighter futures together.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Day 1, diagnosis day, the hardest day, the day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. A reunion with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers in Sunday Night Lights as the Pack head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Coach Matt LaFleur isn't thinking about Rodgers, though.
I'm going to talk about how we, just like we do every week, what is our blueprint and what are our keys in order to go to Pittsburgh, which is a damn good football team and a really tough, hostile environment, and try to play our best.
That game begins Sunday evening at 7:20. Another reunion on the way to Milwaukee as the Bucks opened the season against the Washington Wizards and Chris Middleton. Middleton on Analysis Live earlier this week.
Day one since I got there all the way up until, losing against Indy in the playoffs. I've been in Milwaukee pretty much my whole NBA career, so that's pretty much, all I knew was the life of, basketball in Milwaukee.
That game is tonight at 7 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 101.7 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
Seven The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got an amazing guest, Michael Johnson, in studio. He is, I don't even know what the title is, because you the CEO, president of the Boys and Girls Club in Madison-Dane County. You also do a bunch of other things as far as like helping others in need. You got this book, the Audacity to Lead, out. This is just amazing that you're here to make sure that everybody understands how to lead, how to get out here and take a stand, especially when you talk about communities that are disenfranchised and you're dealing with people that really need resources and you're creating the resource.
We have a responsibility to do so, man. When I think you said earlier, for what much is given, much is due, right? And so if you're in a position and you have a platform to be a blessing to other people, you got to find out, who need that support. And that's why over the years, especially over the holidays, you'll see me giving out $3,000, $4,000 tips to not just one person, like dozens of people. You'll see us, like I think about my maintenance guy. People were criticizing me and was like, why would you help get a $500,000 house for your maintenance guy? Why wouldn't I? You know, and sometimes you got to take care of the people on your team. And if somebody's one of the lowest paid persons on your team and they've been there and helped you do things in the community, you bless them too. And so I've just learned, man, if you utilize your power, and especially the power of social media, to ask people who have resources to be a blessing to others, you rock with it and you keep it moving.
And I think that many times, like, because I'll say, I never put, like when I do fundraisers, I make sure that the person in need has the account with somebody to watch.
Absolutely.
That's how I set it up, you know. And I think that many times when it comes to black people and money, it can get funny.
Absolutely.
People can start acting funny.
I learned that the hard way.
They start acting funny when it comes to money. So I don't want nothing. It's y'all, whoever is in the situation is the ones that got to deal with that. And I done seen it all kinds of ways. But the blessing is that when you do great for others, great always come back to you.
God will bless you, bro. I just believe that, man. My wife always say, like, you covered, you do right by people, the blessings will always come your way. And I fundamentally believe that. But you so right on those GoFundMe pages. Back in the day, I would raise money on GoFundMe for families, for funerals. And then people start be like, he's stealing all the money.
Man.
And I'm like, oh, my God.
I'm trying to tell you.
And so now I just say, we'll help you set it up. But y'all got to pick a family member, and we'll help.
I'm gonna tell you this: I was off the top. I knew it was funny with them because I was a deacon in church. I was a deacon at a young age, from 15 to like 23. So I already knew, like, okay, when I got to the situation, who's a responsible person? Who's going to pay this bill? And that's how I always did.
And people start fighting. They see $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 in there. They start fighting on who's the custodian.
I'm trying to tell you, they don't understand how serious it gets. And the family turmoil is off the chain. I'm talking about, I had folks fight at the bank over money that was raised for the loved one, and they up there at the bank going back. It be going down, but we still got to mediate it, because they don't show that on the news.
They don't.
That's the part that don't make the news.
What I just learned, bro, you got to just take the shots, right? Like if there's this public perception you're doing something wrong, as long as you know you're doing right by that family, you just keep it moving, because
plus you got haters too.
Hurt people.
Well, bro. you got people that don't like that they don't have the ability, and then they get jealous, and there's a lot of extra conversation like that. And I ignored a lot of that. You know what I mean? It's plentiful. That type of stuff. People that they want to do what you're doing, but then they see you doing it, and they feel some type of way. That's envy and and jealousy.
I follow all y'all in Milwaukee. I see it with some of the major activists and people here on social media, and it's real, man. It's a great point.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, it's a dog fight.
Yeah, it is.
And this is when you're doing right. But I always tell people, when the people was out here selling dope and messing up the community, people was high-fiving. And they was poisoning the community, and they didn't get the pushback. And then, so I say, okay, do you look at it like that, or do you say, okay, long as we're getting the outcome, that's all that counts?
And that's how I look at it, man. When I look at my critics, I say, are you helping 250 black kids graduate from high school and go to college every year? No. Are you raising hundreds of or tens of millions of dollars to help black and brown kids in your community? No. Are you helping to buy houses and cars and pay people rent? No. And before, because of where I grew up from, I'd be like, if you throw a stone at me, I'm going to throw 5 of them at you. I've learned, man, you just got to ignore it.
You got to ignore it.
You just got to keep it moving.
You don't know.
Suck up all your time.
Every day somebody will make a post saying something crazy, and I'd be like, God bless.
Yeah, God bless.
Because at the end of the day, when you're dealing with the public, you got to have thick skin. Yeah, especially if you're doing the right thing. Like, if you're doing the right thing, you got to have thick skin.
That's real talk.
Because just like I always tell people, when God moves, the devil moves.
No doubt.
So you ain't going to never escape it.
No doubt.
It's like a dance that's going to be forever, as long as you breathe.
You'll kill yourself trying, man. So I could tell you've been through the
I got it going on today. When I get off the air.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, it's nonstop. in my world.
But it's the life we live, man. Like, you know, we want to give back to the community. We want to see our community do better.
Right.
And somebody got to be in that gap. And what I've learned, though, you can't be in that gap by yourself. So I agree. As I've gotten to mature in my role, I've learned to partner with different people who are go-getters. Because there's a lot of people out here doing stuff, but they ain't really doing it. And so I've just learned over time who I can rock with and who I can't to ultimately get things done.
And you know what? I'll tell you this. I'm starting to learn because I felt like if I was there, I know what to do.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to learn, okay, this person can handle that.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because sometimes you'll be like, okay, you want it done right. Sometimes if you want it done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
But you can't be 1,000 places at one time.
Exactly.
So I always ask God to give me the people that are willing to do the work because a lot of times it's about doing the work.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they may have the potential.
Yeah.
But they're not willing to put in the man hours. I always tell people the man hours is serious.
Yeah.
And sometimes you think it take 20 minutes or 30 minutes. No.
They want it too fast, man.
No, you could be at somebody dealing with somebody's situation for 2-3 days straight.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of man hours, especially if you got birthdays coming up, especially if you got things that you want to do.
Yeah.
And I always tell people you can't work the community on a 9 to 5.
Exactly. Let me tell you
it's just round the clock. Yeah.
There's this brother named Corey Marino who, when he got out of prison, he came to me. He said, "Man, I want to give back to the community." And some people was like, "No, bro, that's Goon. Goon he stick up people. You don't want to associate with him." Well, Goon now runs the Black Men Coalition of Dane County.
That's powerful.
Goon is now raising millions and millions of dollars for black men in Dane County, and Goon. Also, who is now Corey, put me in touch with a woman that I couldn't get money from, and she turned around and gave $1 million towards one of my projects.
That's powerful.
So sometimes all you got to do is invest in other people, and those blessings will come back to you tenfold.
Thanks to the Goon.
Yes, sir. Yes, and even those names, right? Like it's just like in Milwaukee, we all like my nickname was Boobaloo, and I talk about that in the book. I got friends, man, who had all kinds of crazy nicknames, and just because I'm a CEO. I don't run from my past.
Right.
I'm thankful I grew up in the projects. I'm thankful I grew up in poverty. I'm thankful that I had those experiences because it has made me a better CEO.
And the cool thing about it is, I'm from 5th and North Avenue, so I walk through 5th and North Avenue by myself.
Yes.
And they love me. They when you're doing the right thing, you don't have to worry.
That's right.
Only when you're doing something. And you making people get mad because you're not doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, people respect you.
But when they respect you, to this day, anytime I want to go, I go through the blocks, I walk through the blocks, and I still knock on doors and talk to everybody in the neighborhood.
Let me tell you, bro. Let me tell you how I know you got respect. There's this brother D-Star who do a podcast. So he was the one who connected me to Steve-O. And so Steve-O was setting up some connections for me in Milwaukee. And I said, "Man, bro, I can't break up my day and be in Milwaukee at 2 o'clock." And then D-Star was like, "No, bro, the truth you don't walk away from."
Right.
This brother is the man. You cancel your show because it ain't every day you can go and break it up with somebody.
Right.
And that's all he had to say. And then when I looked you up and saw your face, I said, "I've seen this brother. He the real deal."
Thank you. Hey, like I said, I knew what you was doing because I saw you. I looked up one day and I saw you on Good Morning America.
Yeah.
And I keep telling that because that's the first time I said, "Who in Madison on Good Morning America? What you doing?" Then a couple situations happened with police, things like that in the community, and you was always in the front of those things.
You got to challenge them, man. And sometimes even people in the police community, when George Floyd was killed the next day, I challenged all the police chiefs. I said, I challenge every last chief in Dane County to speak out against this. And I got criticized for doing that. But the reality is, we represent black boys and black girls, and I have nieces and nephews who are black. And when I saw that, man, it bothered me. So why would you not use your platform to say other people need to step up?
Right.
And sometimes our colleagues, our white colleagues, some people would step up and some would be quiet. And I felt like in that moment, you couldn't be quiet.
Hey, look, when we come back, we got Michael Johnson in the studio, book out Audacity to Lead. We want to know how we can continue to support what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
When we get back, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I'm going to say something. I'm a conservative, as you know. I might not agree with you all the time, but even when I don't agree with you, you crack me up. And the other guy, he just pretend conservative all day. And you do make me think. But when you do better than anyone, you think on your feet.
Now that was a compliment coming from somebody who is as Trump-loving as he is, that can appreciate what we do here.
Listen to The Truth with Sherwin Hughes, weekdays from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m.
Tracy, going back to the process, and as it relates specifically to the partnership that Old National Bank has with Housing Resource, what does the process consist of when coming through this program?
It's a referral process. We work with clients that first-time homeowners that may not have the counseling that they need. They may not have the equity, the down payment that they need. So we refer them to our partners like HRI or Housing Resources, Inc., because we recognize that those organizations, they have the resources, they have the tutorial documentation and all of those things that are necessary for first-time homeowners that don't know the process, may not know the system, may not know what's required for home ownership. So working with Housing Resources, Inc. and other partnerships that we have like WIDA has been very, very advantageous, not only for us, but also the organizations, but also for the community.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Are you ready to live your most radiant life? Join AARP's Luminous Life, a celebration of wellness, empowerment, and community for African American women ages 45 to 65. Discover expert tips on healthcare, hair care, and wealth building, all in one uplifting experience. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee to register for the October 25th event in Milwaukee and shine from the inside out. Luminous Life, because every woman deserves to glow. Visit aarp.org/Milwaukee for more information today and to register today. That's aarp.org/Milwaukee.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
A conversation. Look, we got Michael Johnson in studio that raised over $250 million for organizations across the country, helping families, CEO, president of Boys and Girls Club in Madison, Wisconsin, Dane County. It's a blessing to have you on the show.
Thank you, bro.
And we got Steve-O stopping in as usual. Salute to Steve-O. Hey, that's what the Steve-O brought gifts. He brought gifts when he came through with gifts.
The Ricardo Moore, everybody know about the Ricardo Moore, black-owned tequila out of Milwaukee, made by my mother. And, we got that Boosie Cognac and Bacardi.
Okay,
yeah.
let me, look at this True Nation. Look at this. Look at what he talking about. What is, now this?
So it's called Ricardo Moore.
Okay.
My mother's name is Ricardo Love.
Okay.
Look at the other side. You see the picture of her face on the bottle?
That's amazing.
Okay, it's a face on the bottom.
Go on the side. Right there. Right.
Okay, it's a face on here,
That's my mother. So I put
what? That's your mama?
Yeah, representing
wow.
the world, rest
and
in
then
peace.
this one right here. What is it?
So that's Boosie. It's called Bacardi. Like
this Boosie?
But Bacardi, Boosie Cognac.
Okay.
100% Cognac from France. Some of the best Cognac out there. That's the VS. Got VSOP too. So we got the Reposado and tequila. So y'all, all your liquor stores, Ray's Liquor, Outlet Liquor, Village Street Liquor, everywhere you go, North Avenue Liquor, wherever side of town we got it, man. It's going to Myers next month, but it's at Woodman's right now on South.
Okay, that's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
True entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. That's all I know about Steve.
I love it.
Oh man, you might have seen it in the movie Ocean View, that's which out right now as a plug. Y'all go watch Ocean View on Tubi and Amazon Prime.
Powerful.
Well, put out some good movies. I watched what was it, Negligence?
Oh yeah,
last night. That was a really good.
Yeah, it's classic with Omar Gooding and Clifton Powell. Yes, sir.
Well, Michael, I'll tell you this: how can we continue to support what you're doing for communities, not only in Madison and Dane County, but all of the work that you're doing?
No doubt. I'm gonna first and foremost, support the kids in your local neighborhood. Our kids all over the country need people who can get things done for them, whether it's your time, your talent, or your treasure. And then if you have the time and you want to follow what I'm doing, I would ask people to just Google me. Google Michael Johnson, the Audacity to Lead, or Michael Johnson, Boys and Girls Clubs, CEO. And you'll see I'm active on Facebook. I'm active on social media. And writing this book was just an opportunity to create a blueprint for a new generation of leaders that can go out and connect resources to young people. And so if you want to reach me, you can reach me on social media, Google me, or go to mjohnsonCEO.com, mjohnsonCEO.com, and all my social media links are on there.
That sounded powerful.
Thank you, sir.
That sounded powerful. And this is where I say that you have to expose the children to people that have the mindset on how to become an entrepreneur, on how to become an author, on how, because a lot of times we'll have these speeches, oh, you can do this, you can do that, but I think exposure is the best way to help kids actually see, okay, if he can do that, I can do that.
Let me tell you two quick examples of that. You so spot on, man. When I was a kid growing up in the projects, I had never in my life at 14 years old ever been to a house. And there was a liquor store owner who just simply took me to the suburbs and showed me his house that made me believe that I could buy a house for my family. And that stayed with me all those years. And then secondly, when I was in Harvard Business School, I always thought I thought big, but there was this case study of this eye doctor by the name of Dr. V, who raised over $150 million for a hospital in Indonesia. And then I got to thinking, I was trying to raise $1 million at the time. I said, no, I got to think bigger than this. I said, I'm going to raise $30 million. And I put together this business plan. I called this lady she was the founder of American Girl Doll. I had cold called her.
Oh, wow.
Got a form with her, and 3 days later had $5 million in our bank account.
That's powerful.
And that was because we created a larger vision. And so all these types of stories I try to talk about in the book, not to brag, but to say, here's a blueprint. Here's what you can do. Here's how you can go about doing it. You may not be able to read and write today, but you might be able to read and write tomorrow. You may not have raised $1 million today, but tomorrow you can. And the reason I called the book The Audacity, have the audacity to think big. Have the audacity to walk through doors that you normally don't get through. Have the audacity to lead in a way that's transformational. And that's how I've tried to live my life.
Hey, and it's showing in the results.
Thank you, brother.
It's showing in the fruits of the labor.
Man, it feels good. And I'm sorry if I'm talking
no, go right ahead.
There's this young lady, bro, who in Milwaukee just graduated from one of these medical schools. I think it was Marquette. She sends my secretary a text like, can Mr. Johnson come to my graduation? And I get about 300 kids every year that graduate. So I was like, if I'm free, I'd do it. So my secretary was like, nah, she's graduating from Marquette University from medical school. So I come up to Milwaukee, I go to her graduation. This girl had just went through our program like 8-9 years ago. She's now an OBGYN.
Oh, wow.
Delivering babies at UW Health. And now she's on my board of directors as one of my bosses. And she was just one of my club kids 9 years ago.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this. These are the things that makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you see the fruits of your labor.
Absolutely.
And this is what happens. That's why I say it's no need to listen to a lot of the outside noise, because when you're doing the work and you're planting seeds, when they grow,
it's powerful.
And you get to look and see, okay, wow, my efforts or something I was a part of was able to produce somebody like this.
And that's why I'm so
and that's
proud.
powerful.
That's why I'm so proud of Corey, and I was telling Steve about Corey yesterday. So many people would have wrote Corey off because he spent 10 years in the penitentiary and 2 of those years in the hole. And there were people who wrote him off. Now there's people all over the state trying to get to Corey because of how he's raising money, what he's doing for black men. And a lot of times people write us off. And that's why I called the book The Audacity, because who has the audacity to write us off? Who has the audacity to tell us we can't do the greatest things that society can offer us to be? And sometimes we allow the circumstances of our environment to keep us down. And I've just tried over the years.
And the negative energy, the low vibration.
Yeah,
you got to overcome so much when you're talking about dealing with our communities. And the fact that even we're here on the radio as two people that have been able to overcome some of the worst beginnings in life. This is motivation for those in our community to say, hey, look, we can do it too. And it's just that simple.
And you can't be, at one point, sometimes some people, they make it and they get into these roles, they don't come back and give back to the community, or they don't tell their past because they're embarrassed about it.
Right.
And it's like, no, it was a blessing to grow up in the projects. And I know that sounds crazy, but it really was, because it shaped who I am today. And I think for some reason God placed us in certain situations, and your path is already created. And sometimes I've learned, man, somebody can get you to the door, but at the end of the day, you got to knock that door down. And so I've just learned, man, to try to be a bridge builder. And sometimes when you're a bridge builder, you get walked on from both sides of the bridge. That's just real. But I also realize there's a lot of people with wealth in this community. There's a lot of people from our community that need that wealth to help support their families. And if you can be that bridge builder to help make that connections, look at Steve-O. I'm just meeting this brother, and I look at all these movies that he got out on Tubi. This brother's a serial entrepreneur.
Right.
He's honoring his mother by putting her face on the tequila bottle.
On his product.
That's powerful, bro. That's powerful.
Generational wealth.
Generational wealth. But at the same time, honoring his family.
That's powerful.
I love that. And that's why in my book, I talk about the power of love. I married a black woman who was a chemist. A black woman, when I was selling drugs, who told me to stop and go back to school and make something better of my life. A woman who told me before I could get in bed with her that she had to run my credit report and do a background check on me. And I was like, man, she's serious.
Right.
But I wanted it that bad. I was willing to give her my my Social Security number. And when I married my wife, she told me I couldn't get a pack of Lowe ladies on credit.
Oh, wow.
Now that woman has built my credit up. I can get whatever I want. And so the power of love can be real if it's done the right way. And I also talk about that in the book.
Yes, well, look, I thank you for coming in.
Thank you, brother.
You know what, Michael, we got to have you come back, because we got a lot going on with the youth. We got a lot of other conversations that you have dealt with that could be beneficial to the community.
No doubt.
And I definitely want to have you to come back through. Once again, The Audacity to Lead. Michael Johnson's out, available now.
Before we let him go, that's why I said it's so important for y'all to get this book. Like, when I got a good book that will open my mind to doing my liquor, my movies, everybody asks about my music, by reading a good book. And this book right here is going to inspire a lot of young black men that need it. So if you're a teacher or a community leader or do something with the kids or young men, or just you're looking for somebody that's kind of lost, go get this book for them and let them read this. It can really open their eyes.
Pow!
Thank you.
Hey, look.
Thank you.
Once again, thank you, Steve-O. Thank you, Michael Johnson, for coming through. A lot of knowledge, a lot of power, a lot of networking going on in this room. And we can do it too. We can all come together and be successful. And I appreciate you for writing this book, The Audacity to Lead, out now on Amazon.
Amazon, Goodreads, mjohnsonCEO.com. In about a month or two, it'll be in the Barnes & Noble stores. So we working it, bro.
All right. Look, when we come back, Truth Nation, we'll have more conversation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
Coming with straight truth.
If you acted up, if you were out here doing any kind of foolishness or just something that people know would make your family's name look bad. Your neighbor from down the street, if they see the son or daughter, be like, what are you doing? They gonna call you out. They gonna let you know that they saw you. And then they gonna tell you, come here. Now you know I'm gonna tell your daddy.
That part.
There are a lot of times when people are new to an area, they don't know where to plug in. And anybody who plugs in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you and Dame and Truth Nation would know that there is a significant public outcry when violence happens in our community. Don't worry about the outcry if you're not listening to the right people. So I would encourage her to tune in to 101.7 The Truth and listen to you guys, Denise Thomas, Dr. Ken Harris, Tory Lowe, and definitely Sherwin Hughes every day.
Watch all your favorite 101.7 The Truth shows by subscribing to 101.7 The Truth on YouTube.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Dear employer,
my name is Phil Martin.
My name is Michael Raskovich.
Ronaldo Bird.
Zach Deiser. I am writing to express my excitement at the opportunity to join your team.
As someone on the spectrum, I possess a unique set of skills
that sets me apart from other candidates.
My detail-oriented nature allows me to communicate complex ideas,
to break down data,
to have no fear in meeting new people.
I may communicate in ways that are different from what you are used to.
Structure, routine,
and clear expectation.
Help me do my best work.
My autism allows me to have a perspective that needs to be seen and heard.
It allows me to make the world safer and improve systems in ways others can't.
It allows me to bring people's inner worlds to life with my artwork.
My autism
will bring your team important insights.
Thank you for your consideration.
An autistic inclusive workplace is good for business. It's time to make a change. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/win.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Justice, Wisconsin, the truth, the most requested advocate in the state. 101.7 FM, the movement continues. Yeah, Milwaukee, stand up, stand up. It's Tory Lowe, the truth, from 1 to 4. We about that action, so tap in and let's go. We want that justice, we want all the smoke. From Monday through Friday, trying to bring the city hope. Yeah, Tory Lowe from 1 to 4, Monday through Friday, let's go. We about that action from the block, and we ready, let's go. Tap in, and it ain't no holding back. We ready, we ready.
$101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Thank you for joining me for the third hour of the Tory Lowe Show. This October 22nd, 2025. Hey, look, we was having powerful conversations off the air. Steve-O, Michael Johnson. Hey, a lot of brothers, a lot of thoughts, a lot of experience right there. I appreciate them for coming through. Hey, look, but I want to get into this situation that took place. A community have gotten together and came up with their own community policing idea. And this came from a situation where there was this incident where some racist people started marching around a school in the black neighborhood. This made NBC News, this situation. A majority black town starts armed protection group after neo-Nazi rally. This was in Ohio. Remember that we saw the video where the neo-Nazis was out stomping around in the community with flags and things like that? Now they have their own community policing idea. And I talk about community policing all the time. We can police our own neighborhoods. We can deal with it, but we got to come together to make it work the way it's supposed to. But I want to travel all the way over to Ohio and hear what's going on. We got video and audio if you're watching this. We broadcast live. Let's listen.
Police officers or soldiers.
We're business owners, we're fathers, we're sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio.
Ain't nobody scared of you.
After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
So you feel like the police department and the sheriff have allowed or been silent in the face of this threat?
They've been more than silent. I don't know what else to call that. Like that can't happen nowhere else. What is so intimidating about a black man with a gun saying that I'm not going to allow a terrorist to harm my family?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved."
Come on.
But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets. Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community,
Too late for that.
Stand up, is not backing
that's
down.
Good. That's good, Andrew. That's good. Hey, I'll say this. You know, I said a while back, I'm talking about we need protection in our communities. I call it community policing. But we need to really start getting back to the days where the guardian angels was out here riding on the bus and looking out for our elders, for innocent life, for innocent people. But that takes a bunch of people coming together, and that takes us saying, okay, we need a group that's going to be funded to really just be the protectors of our community, whether it's against racism, whether it's against human trafficking, whether it's against rape or murder, homicide. We need folks that's out here like, hey, we here in our neighborhoods, and we ain't finna have that. I like that. I like the concept. I like the concept of us policing our own community. Because I remember I was dealing with a situation a couple weeks ago, a human trafficking situation, and they had me and the family waiting hours before they showed up. And there was a couple situations where we called the police. We had to wait extra time. So, they say they don't want the National Guard up in here, but look at all of the people that's getting murdered in the last week or two. Some got to shake. Some got to happen. What's going on right now ain't, it ain't cutting it. We just had the hearing at Element Lounge, and I was there. I had to go up there because if somebody has a vendetta against somebody and they're targeting somebody, I got a couple club ideas, entertainment ideas where people have died. I lost several friends this year in front of establishments because somebody had a vendetta of being vindictive and they were on a mission to try to cause chaos. Who could? Can't nobody stop it. Look what they tried to do to Donald Trump, and he got security. Look what they tried. Look, I mean, if somebody don't like you, they gonna try to take a shot at you. So if that's happening on the big level, what you think is happening in these streets? Look at the people that got killed in front of Friars. So you gonna shut Friars down? You gonna shut Friars down? And that's where the girl did the DoorDash with the 10-piece wing. That's the place that got the 10-piece wing.
Not the 10-piece wing.
That when the DoorDash lady didn't drop off the wing, she went to her house and tore her car up over those wings came from Friars. And they saying that 3 people are charged in the connection to the deadly shooting that happened outside of Friars. They're saying that 3 people are facing criminal charges. So thank God that they have those people that have committed those crimes. But we need something. We need somebody. We need extra. They saying that the arbitration is over with between the city and the Milwaukee Police Department. That they've reached the end of their negotiations, and it's up to the Common Council and I think the police association or something to approve it. But it's still a shortage. It's still a shortage. I don't even know if they got a raise, and I don't even think the details of what the arbitrator came up with, I don't even think that's out here yet. I don't even think we know that they get the 12% raise. If somebody know if the Milwaukee Police Department got the raise, let me know. Hit me up I was off a couple days. I wasn't on the air, but I really wasn't off, tell you the truth. I still got 2 homicides that came in that I got to post on my social media once I get done with this show. Okay? They don't stop. But I'll say this. We have an issue. And I guess Element Lounge is the scapegoat for what's going on downtown. Because even after that mass shooting that happened, and rest in peace to young Tweezy, Antoine Hogan, and everybody else that was affected in a negative way that night. But even after that night, it was still people getting shot downtown. It's not like that was an isolated thing. It's been a problem. It's been an uptick in homicides. So I guess the Element Lounge is they need somebody to be a scapegoat. For the Element Lounge, we got the clip for the Element Lounge. Okay, well, we got what happened. I guess yesterday they had the revocation hearing. I showed up to it. And I watched it. And they already knew they was going to do it. The way that they was running the meeting, let's get this out of the way so we can get this revocation out the way. That's the energy that I was feeling. But we got some video from that. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. Let's listen.
Milwaukee Police Department filed a revocation complaint calling for Element to shut down. The complaint lists multiple shootings. In June, police responded to the parking structure across the street from the lounge for a shooting. Police say it involved people who left Element after close. In July, 6 people were shot in front of Element in a drive-by shooting. 2 people died. Police say the concentrated population in downtown leaves more people exposed to gun violence.
This is what spills out onto the streets.
What's going out onto the streets is death.
Property owners say people are moving out and tenants are breaking leases out of safety concerns. The Downtown Business Improvement District agrees.
Ultimately, that feeds into people's perceptions and whether or not they want to visit, live, and work and play in downtown.
The owner's attorneys argue none of this happened inside the lounge. Several people in the crowd showed support for Element, including a DJ who said Element is one of the safest, most secure clubs he's worked.
Their staff is friendly with the ability to diffuse situations quickly and carefully.
The attorney for Element says the business is cooperative with its license check and continues to work with police.
Can't be given the blame for events that occur within the vicinity of their establishment.
Ultimately, the committee voted to revoke Element Lounge's license. Christina Van Zelst, Fox 6 News.
Hey, and salute to Juan, Tweezy's son, King Boss, who been on the show. He was there too. He spoke on the behalf of Element Lounge, even though this where his daddy lost his life. The Element Lounge gave people an opportunity to make money and put money and food in their family's pocket. And unfortunately, this was one of the unfortunate incidents that took place downtown. Hey, look, when we come back, we'll have more Conversation Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com. Milwaukee Panthers basketball is back. On Saturday afternoon, the Panthers host the UW Parkside Rangers.
4 seconds left in the half. KP contested three. Oh, Pullian buried it at the buzzer. 5-on-4. Folks lob it up. Johnny Lovelace Jr. sends it in.
Scott Warris has the coverage Saturday starting at 12:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 1 o'clock.
Talk to these people in terms of how do I register for this program despite my reservations and my previous experiences of rejection?
Yes, I tell anybody and everybody that you can buy a house. It may take somebody longer than the other person depending on what your circumstances is with your credit and income and affordability, but you can purchase a house. The first step would be is to register for our program. You can come to our office, 7830 West Burleigh Street, or you can give us a call at 414-461-6330, or just go onto our website, hri-wi.org. Register for the first-time home buyer education workshop. That's going to be your first step to home ownership. During that class, you're going to learn everything that you need to know from A to Z, how to get approved for a house, how to look for a house and put an accepted offer, and how to close on a home.
We believe that self-care isn't selfish. I'm Maddie from Sweet Talks, a women-owned and operated medical spa fostering self-love and confidence. We believe that beauty is about feeling empowered from within, and it's truly a passion for our team at Sweet Talks. Your goals are our goals. Our services go beyond injectables, including facials, lasers, medical weight loss, hormone therapy, and more. There's even a cafe, complimentary to all patients. Get started today at Sweet Talks in Menominee Falls. Learn more at sweettalks.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The WIAA football playoffs is here, and you know what that means. Win or go home. Tune in this Friday night as the 7th-seeded Marquette Hilltoppers begin their quest for a state championship as they travel to take on the 2nd-seeded Sussex Hamilton Chargers. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods. This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
101.7 The Truth, Tory Lowe Show. I got to talk about the SNAP benefits because they saying at the end of this month that a lot of people will not be getting the SNAP benefits. So we got to talk about it because it may be somebody in your family may be worried about it, worried about if this is going to take place. We got some video on this SNAP benefit and what's going on with the government shutdown. If you're watching as we broadcast live, we got some video. We got some Fox 6 News reporting on this. Let's listen.
Fox 6's Andrew Amuzu says it's not easing the concerns of those who rely on the program the most.
Resources on shelves are growing thin, and refrigerators are needing to be filled. These are just a few examples of food pantries feeling the pinch and serving the community, especially as SNAP funding remains in full effect by the end of October.
Last Wednesday, we sold out, okay? We gave away everything that we had to give.
Anita Garrett says now more than ever,
they're very scared.
She feels called to serve her neighbors in need.
They really don't know what's going on. They really don't understand about the cut and about the food stamps.
An October 10th memo from the Department of Agriculture says if the federal government shutdown continues, there will be insufficient funds to pay full November SNAP benefits. Garrett says this affects her too.
My son passed away and left behind 5 grandkids, which I provide food for my grandkids. Yeah. Not only that, that's why I come and volunteer, because I do believe in giving back.
Garrett says she relies on food assistance programming, including food pantries in the area that are already swamped.
We have thousands of volunteers that are going to be coming through these doors in the month of November.
Matt Steenstra of Feeding America says November is typically the busiest month for pantries and food banks, but they need more help.
We're built to be able to fill in and jump in at a moment's notice to be able to serve the community, but we can never replace the food share program.
In the meantime, Garrett urges folks who don't rely on food assistance to be open to serve.
We have to keep hope alive. If we don't have hope, what do we have? And not only that, we have to start looking out for one another.
In Milwaukee, Andrew Amuzu, Fox 6 News.
Hello? Hey, 101.7 The Truth. Somebody was just hitting me up. I guess somebody maybe outside the truth or something. We're going to try to figure out who it is. Hopefully. Who is it, DJ Brother Z? Somebody. I don't have nobody else.
You know how people be, Tory.
Okay, I don't have nobody on the docket for the day, for the rest of the day. And if it is, then who is it? But anyway, once again, if y'all want to call in, if y'all worried about the SNAP, I'm going to take a couple calls. If y'all worried about the SNAP benefits for November, let me know. 833-212-1017. Hit me up on the talk to text. Hit me up in the chat. I would be shocked if they allowed this shutdown to stop people from getting the SNAP benefits. I'm interested. Lauren Taylor says they're outside because they have metal detectors inside and outside, doesn't matter. Oh, she's talking about the Element Lounge. The thing is, the Element Lounge has not had an incident inside. It's been outside, and it's been people, out here doing crazy stuff, doing things that they may not supposed to do, but it's a whole thing that's going on downtown. I think the Element Lounge may be getting the scapegoat treatment. They need something to, because I was looking at a Milwaukee Journal article where they said that it's also a police issue downtown as well. And then they had the people that was doing the donuts in the street. It's been pretty wild downtown for a minute. It's been pretty wild downtown for a while now. And I think the Element Lounge has been made the scapegoat. Because it's shootings going on Water Street, and it was something that happened on Brady Street. So every time this happens, are those ideas are going to be affected in a negative way? I'm interested. The Element Lounge had a lot of hip hop concepts, and probably one of the only bars where they allowed urban culture to come and perform and do things like that. So they've been trying to shut the Element Lounge down for a minute now, but like I said, the promoters and people that do work down at the Element Lounge, they are people that are thankful for the opportunity to have that space downtown. And so here we go. That's all. And I'll say this, when people's loved ones are coming down and say, hey, they don't believe that the Element Lounge was the reason or, responsible for the death. Like Juan, Tweezy's son, came down and just said, hey, look, he don't fit. You can't stop somebody that's evil, that's out here practicing evil, that didn't happen inside your establishment. There's other shootings downtown that took place this summer. That's a huge problem. So I guess you get rid of, somebody got to take the fall. And then, when it keeps happening, then what's the next conversation? If something happened over the weekend and somebody gets shot downtown and it's down over there on Water Street or on Brady Street, okay, well, what's the issue then? What's the problem? Okay, I'm interested. But if you want to call in, if you think that you're going to be negatively affected by the SNAP benefits, they saying that they're expected, the SNAP benefits are expected to be issued throughout November 2025, but the timing may vary based on your location. This is what I'm reading. I just typed in, will SNAP benefits be issued in November? They saying, according to reports, that SNAP benefits may not be issued at all if the shutdown continues. And so here we go. We got one article say they expecting it to be done. It's expected, but may not be issued. This is the what they call it when they do a double meaning for one thing. When
double entendre?
Yeah, it's like a double entendre. It might come out, but it might not.
How much of it's fear-mongering?
A lot of it is fear-mongering. Anytime I can get a good fear-mongering out here, that's good. That's good for the government. Anytime the government can get a good fear-mongering strategy going to get y'all worked up, it's a good thing.
So would you be concerned if somebody asked you, Tory Lowe, should I be concerned about this? How concerned are you?
No, what I'm saying is whatever gonna happen anyway. Just be prepared. It's better to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's it. Anything can happen. You know what my grandma used to tell me? She said, if you get in an accident and you ain't got no clean drawers on, I ain't coming out there. I ain't coming out there because she said when you get in the accident, they cut your clothes off. And so she said, you better wear clean underwear. Because if you get in the accident, they going to cut all your clothes off and you ain't going to embarrass me. You better wear some clean drawers now. That's what she told me. And you know what I got from that? You got to be prepared. Like, she was saying it in that way, but what she was saying was, you got to be prepared for anything to happen. And sometimes people are unprepared, and whether there's SNAP benefits or other things, they just, you got to get over that hump. You got to be about that action instead of being reactionary. And I learned on my journey as an advocate, a lot of people just reactionary. So that's where the fear-mongering kick in. Lock and Lovely says, whether directly or indirectly, we are all going to be negatively impacted when SNAP benefits get put on hold. Yeah, that's true. A lot of people going to have to take some folks in. Even if it ain't you. You may have to ramble around in the pantry. A lot of the food pantries might go empty. It's going to impact the community regardless. But when we come back, we'll have more conversation, Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
More of the Tory Lowe Show is next on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy's yearly fundraiser will happen on October 28th from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Baird Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be the featured guest and keynote speaker. Funds raised at A Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEAM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Tory Lowe with his truth.
It's official. July 5th is Tory Lowe Day in the city of Milwaukee and Milwaukee County. I am humbled to receive this proclamation from the mayor's office and the county executive's office. To me, this day represents life and purpose and being driven by passion to serve and empower others. It's about being unselfish and answering the call to help those in need and living life with intention. Despite challenges and obstacles, I remain focused on creating real change in my community, county, and state. This recognition isn't about me. It's about the collective efforts of those who supported me along the way. It's about the resilience and determination that defines my journey. As we celebrate this day, I want to leave you with a challenge. What will you do to create positive change in your community? Will you get out and volunteer, mentor, or simply be a support to a friend? Whatever it is, I urge you to take action. Together we can build a brighter future, one that's filled with hope, opportunity, and empowerment. I am honored to serve, and I am grateful for this recognition. Let's continue to uplift and support one another, striving for a better tomorrow. So what does Tory Lowe Day mean to me? Let's make a difference together. Let's stay committed to our purpose and keep pushing forward even in the face of adversity. I'm excited to see the impact we can make, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve alongside such an amazing community. Now, my question is, what does Tory Lowe Day mean to you?
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Listen to The Tory Lowe Show, weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Kanigra Dion started a YouTube channel during her downtime back in 2019 while she was still working her day job. Today, she's in charge of a full-fledged production house, working with a 50-person team in a 50,000 square foot studio space. The lines between an independent content creator and Hollywood are getting blurred, and Dion says it's people like her that are building the new version of Hollywood.
Every creator that I'm friends with, they truly have employees, they have ideation, everything, like every single part of traditional media, they have a section in that. The only difference is we have learned how to wear multiple hats. I know how to edit, I know how to direct, I know how to do everything, and so I think that's what the biggest growth is that we have learned how to run every single part of the Hollywood business. Dion there speaking to us at Bloomberg Screen Time in Los Angeles. She recently signed a production deal with Kevin Hart. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Nazir Spencer. A reunion with the Packers and Aaron Rodgers in Sunday Night Lights as the Pack head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers. Coach Matt LaFleur isn't thinking about Rodgers, though.
I'm going to talk about how we, just like we do every week, what is our blueprint and what are our keys in order to go to Pittsburgh, which is a damn good football team and a really tough, hostile environment, and try to play our best.
That game begins Sunday evening at 7:20. Another reunion on the way to Milwaukee as the Bucks opened the season against the Washington Wizards and Chris Middleton. Middleton on Analysis Live earlier this week.
Day one since I got there all the way up until, losing against Indy in the playoffs. I've been in Milwaukee pretty much my whole NBA career, so that's pretty much, all I knew was the life of, basketball in Milwaukee.
That game is tonight at 7 p.m. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams, member FDIC.
101.7 The Truth. Tory Lowe Show. Look, we got Elizabeth Brown joining us with the V-Mix through V-Mix now. If you're watching this, we broadcast live. You can see Elizabeth Brown. We got
salute.
Elizabeth Brown joining the show. How you doing, Queen?
All is well. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day. Hey. Let's get her mic on. Can you hear me, Elizabeth Brown?
I can't hear you. You can't hear me?
Yeah, now I can hear you. Hey, check this out. They saying that there won't be no SNAP benefits on November 1st. I made a post that said that I might have to go stack up on my toilet tissue.
I've seen that post. That was funny. You hilarious. I think we learned from the pandemic what not to do, you know. But I mean,
get my eggs too. I got to go get my eggs too.
Take it easy.
I'm just saying.
You're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We always, find a way. I think, it's just a pivotal time because, again, it's always something that they try to get the community or the people in an uproar, like they feed off of us having fear. That anxiety feeds some type of machine, I guess. It's always something. But in reality, when you embody knowing that you're going to have what it is that you need, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to have what you need. Don't even worry about it. Don't stress about it. Again, one thing for sure and two for certain, especially on the Tory Lowe Show, we said we about that action. If it comes down to it, then those of us who have will give, and those that are in need will have. So with it all being said and done, we the people are what we need at the end of the day.
Hey, that sounded powerful. Elizabeth Brown. But like I said, once again, that's one of those concerns. Also, I wanted to talk about the group in Ohio. I played an article that came back out in March of 2025 where they were experiencing neo-Nazi groups coming through their community, and they have organized a community policing idea to help the community. And I always talked about we have to get to the point where we're able to have a safety idea within the neighborhoods, and that's going to take us to develop that.
I think, again, one thing that we're learning, and again, salute to your show, that being about that action. Everything that they told us we had to wait on and not tap into what it is that in ourselves, I think that is over. Again, if we want it done, my father used to say, if you want it done right, do it yourself, So, again, as we be about that action and realize that, again, yourself, myself, and any other advocate who's been out here working for the people or with the people, we realizing that all we need to do is get up and do what it is that we need to do. At the end of the day, there is no reason why we should continue to sit on our hands and just allow what's been taking place in our community to take place. When we start getting up, getting active, being a witness to what's taking place, we no longer have as many issues as we normally have. Those of us that are active, we seeing our kids, cousins, aunties, friends, neighbors, and co-workers firsthand. So we not only seeing it, we able to check it. We able to get in front of it. And that way we're not being reactionary, because one thing for sure and two for certain, we have seen in the past month or two that every aspect of our community has been touched. We got elders out here who boots on the ground because they're suffering. We have the youth out here whose boots on the ground because they're suffering. We have those of us that are considered Generation X in the middle, that is the balance between the old and the young. We're boots on the ground. So we know that everybody is being touched. So being that everybody is being touched, everybody need to be out here, boots on the ground. So we're proactive and not reactive.
Well, don't panic. You know, the one thing we learned that during the pandemic, we had to make sure that we got a lot of the knowledge that that came later, and we had people talking about, hey, this may not be what they saying it is. The fear mongering could get real, and when you start allowing fear to creep in, people start acting impulsively and running out buying tissue, eggs, all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? I think that now is more of a better time for us to work together and come together more than we ever have, because at the end of the day, we all we got.
Said, we live and we learn. The pandemic learned us a lot of stuff on what not to do, how that we can't trust anyone, that we have to make sure that we are witnesses to what's going on, that we're doing our research. For a long time, we were being chastised saying, oh, well, why y'all reading the ingredients now? Because we know they lying. Okay. There was something that I shared about all of these companies that spend millions of dollars fighting breast cancer. They'll put the pink bow on the potato chips that's causing cancer. They'll put the pink bow on, the soda that has no peach in it, that's causing the cancer. They're putting money against the same thing that they claim that they are against. Like they funding both sides of the war. You don't even have to spend your money on promoting that you support breast cancer. Just take the things that's causing breast cancer out of the food, and we won't have to fight breast cancer. I mean, the reality is the common sense of it, because a lot of these things are oxymorons. They contradict themselves. Just like we're talking about right now, the fear mongering, their ability to lie to the people. And then on the back end, we're dealing after the pandemic, we're realizing that, again, what we had been saying from jump, that it shouldn't have been trusted. And now you have these super cancers that's taking place. You have all of these things, and people who were being forced to take the shot, the emergency shot, because it wasn't a vaccine. Now have one, if they refuse, they lost their job. And even if they didn't refuse, a lot of people lost their jobs anyway. And now they're dealing with the injuries that come after this emergency shot. And now you're understanding that, I mean, this government in totality can't be trusted. You have to make sure you're doing what it is that you need to do, about you having the knowledge you need to move forward, and never be forced, never feel like you have to do anything without first doing your own due diligence on what comes behind it, because you're the individuals that have to live with it.
And I learned a long time ago, when somebody's trying to make you do something urgently, you got to raise an eyebrow. Like sometimes they'll make you sign contracts due to urgency, or they'll make you respond, oh, you got to do it right now, you got to do it, or something gonna happen. I found out that they'll use that to put the fear in you to probably work against your best interest. Most 9 times out of 10 times is against, like somebody even try to get you in a relationship. If you don't get me today, I'll be gone tomorrow. And be like, well, God bless you.
Salute.
This is what they do. Like, they try to put that urgency in, and that's what makes it questionable.
Absolutely. They know that energy is currency, okay? And again, they threaten people livelihood. Now you see all of these lawsuits taking place due to the injury of the pandemic shots. You're seeing the back end of, now what was regular cancer is now super cancers. Again, the reality is that they know that if they put us in a fear state, pump fear, because for some reason they're really trying to get the people riled up to like buck the system or something to that extent. I don't know what it is, but when they have us uneasy, when they make us believe that we're gonna, starve to death, when they make us believe again that the only way in life is to work hard and have nothing, then they win. Right now, you're spending more money paying for a house that you're barely in because you're at work. You're spending more money on the car that's parked outside the job because that's where you spend most of your time. You're really not enjoying your life. They got us chasing a dollar when in reality, the only thing you can't get back in this life is time. And so we have to make sure that we understand, because the playbook haven't changed. We have to make sure that we don't have a dog's memory and forget the things that was put before us just in this last year or two. Like, it's been massive. And if we go back to 2020, the last 5 years, you have seen the banana in the tailpipe on every level of government and how we have been affected the most. And at the end of the day, one thing that we show people every day: you are the controller of your destiny. Get up, get out, do something, and watch what you thought you had to sit and wait on. Watch it change. All you need is action. Everything else is going to take care of itself. All the families we help, we didn't have money. We had energy. Right. We took our energy and we got a result. You don't need, again, they want you to throw money at everything. Everything they done throw money at in the last 5 years, whether it be the school system, the housing authority, the police department, even these, what I call the misleadership of Milwaukee, all of these, the chief of police, the uncommon council, all of them got money, and we still, the people, have no results.
Hey, look. Well, when we come back, Queen, I want to get your final thoughts on the show today. Truth Nation. Stay locked in right here on Tory Lowe.
The Tory Lowe Show returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments, Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, Truth Nation, it's your girl DT from The Truth Unfiltered with DT and Dr. Ken Harris. Now listen, at a critical time, through the Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, Old National Bank provided the resources I needed to sustain my business. Now the process had its challenges, but I was supported, and it was also an invaluable learning experience for future ventures. I am so grateful for the support that helped my business thrive. Old National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender, all loans subject to approval.
The WIAA football playoffs is here, and you know what that means. Win or go home. Tune in this Friday night as the 7th-seeded Marquette Hilltoppers begin their quest for a state championship as they travel to take on the 2nd-seeded Sussex Hamilton Chargers. The football action kicks off at 7 p.m. on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Marquette Hilltoppers football is presented by Gruber Law Offices and sponsored by Left's Lucky Town, C.G. Schmidt, Capital Insurance Agency, Boyle Fredrickson, Annex Wealth Management, Magic Productions, and Burghardt Sporting Goods.
Truth Nation, you have to be there on Saturday, November 1st at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit happening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's the one-stop shop resource fair connecting families with job opportunities, child support assistance, health education, vaccination, and screenings, financial empowerment and credit repair support, legal assistance, all in one place. You can't beat that. Bring your teams to explore internships, job readiness, and mentoring opportunities that build their future. Register early. Don't wait. Everyone is welcome. Visit milwaukee.gov/fatherhood to sign up as a participant, a vendor, or volunteer. That is milwaukee.gov/fatherhood. For more information, call 414-286-0222. That is the Milwaukee Fatherhood Summit on Saturday, November 1st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Destiny Youth Plaza near North 76 and West Good Hope Road.
Don't let a trade-in get in the way of the phone you want. Now you can get $1,000 off any phone with no trade-in required, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Terms apply. Visit uscellular.com for details.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This is the Tory Lowe Show on 1017 The Truth app at 1017thetruth.com.
The 24th annual A Novel event is coming. Sharp Literacy yearly fundraiser will be happening October 28th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Barrett Center. Green Bay Packers all-time leading receiver and Super Bowl champion Donald Driver will be featured guest keynote speaker. Fundraised at the Novel event will support the delivery of Sharp's STEM-based education program to thousands of K-3 through 5th grade students and educators across Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine. For tickets, visit sharpliteracy.org. Elizabeth Brown, another powerful conversation today.
Absolutely. Every day is a powerful conversation on the Tory Lowe Show from 1 to 4. We're on the other side of it, and a lot of people, probably really don't know that we on the right side of history. The things that are taking place right now. Me and you was having a conversation earlier when I was saying, like, you have to know now that you're no longer in the struggle love era. We in the flow side of it. Right now, you really have to pay attention to what's going on around you, because self-preservation is the number one key, and to make sure that you're moving ahead of what's taking place, because a lot of things is taking place right now. You just have to make sure that you have the knowledge you need to keep you and your family ahead of the curve.
Right.
Today you spoke volumes. The kings that came in about, the nonprofit and, the raising money, and about how we have to take care of our kids. We have to take care of the children in our community. Me and you have this conversation all the time whether we're in the 3rd Street Market Hall, whether we on the block, we speak to the babies. We understand that it's a trying time. And what made, this past weekend so powerful was the fact that all of the Black men that came out, and women, to play basketball, to bring awareness to Cream City's basketball, that to show our children, again, we didn't win. Salute to Promise Team. They did win, but there was no losers last Saturday. Because one thing for sure, those who wasn't in basketball shape, those who decided to just get up and do something to be about what we talk about every day, is showing our children that we love them enough that even if we hadn't picked up a basketball in the last 20 years, that we was willing to get up and pick up that basketball to show our support, our love, and how dedicated we are to try to make their lives better, to give them the things that they need to keep them off the streets, because the idle time is devil time. So again, I think, we're moving ahead. We're being proactive. And I think today, validate that for me, because again, it's not about talking about anything. You have to embody what it is that you talk about every day. And that's being the example that you want better, not only for yourself, but your community, which involves the Black man, woman, and child. And in reality, it's time to put the neighbor back into the hood. And I think we're doing that. So salute to you. Salute to Truth Nation and everybody who's trying to get active. It's not about what you did yesterday. It's about what you're going to do today. And I think with that being said, we're moving in the right direction.
I agree. And also this weekend, this October 25th, at the Midtown parking lot, we will have a bunch of people pulling up trunk and treats. We want people to come out with the trunk full of treats for the kids. And this is where we got to make sure that we look at what's happening during this season where people are putting fentanyl in the candy, doing all of these things to the kids who want to get out. And, you know, it used to be cool to go door to door and you always had to check the treats. They always told you to make sure you check the treats. But I think that now with the rise of fentanyl in our community and people are doing weird stuff with the candy, we got to start making sure that this is a safe situation for the kids. So right now we have an event that's coming up October 25th at the Midtown parking lot at where the old Walmart is. We're going to have a bunch of people pull up with trunks full of treats for the kids from 3 to 8 p.m. And if you want to pull up with a trunk full of treats, you are more than welcome. You got to get there about 2 or 2:30. We'll make sure that we line everybody up, but bring out the kids, have a good time, and making sure that we control that environment so no one is unsafe.
Absolutely. And again, all the volunteers is needed. Again, make sure that you bring the babies out. It's time for us to make it our business that our children are able to be children, because we expect so much from them. And we're I'm not going to say we do little to make sure, but we can't request certain things without us making sure that we doing what we need to do. They can't work without the tools that they need to work. So again, bring yourself out, bring the babies out. If you don't have candy, it's all good. We pulling up with the treats in the trunk. And I think it's a great time too to fellowship. Have your kids connect with some other kids, because you never know. Right now we're in a season where vibration, you're building your tribe right now, and you never know what you're gonna need. So just get ready to have a good time. Pull up, show your support for the kids. Even if you don't have candy, you can come and volunteer to make sure that the kids that's running around the spooky Midtown, because it looks very
that's
spooky.
Why it says look very spooky over there. Very
Absolutely.
spooky.
Due to the lack thereof, due to the failures of what we consider, leadership.
Perfect.
And I'm speaking that lightly.
Perfect.
However,
for
absolutely very spooky. But yeah, just pull up, show your support, let our babies know it's time for us to be the example of what it is that we're trying to see. So salute to you and everybody who got together to put this together, because it is important for our children to have spaces and places where they feel safe, and also be able to see us as adults communicate and come together on some righteousness for them, for their safety. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I got an outfit for you. You know what I'm saying? You'll be dressed up.
Oh wow!
I got a costume.
Here we go.
I got a costume for you. So
Here we go.
Get ready to. Absolutely.
Hey, here we go.
It's not a Bears costume, I know you're a Packer backer,
Oh,
so
okay, that's what's up. Yeah, because that was definitely
it's
a
gonna
no
be
go.
something funny.
Well, the thing
Absolutely.
is, this is what we have to do, and I always tell people when I see an issue, I try to address it. You don't have to wait for nobody to do it. We can do it. And then the more we start practicing getting it done and getting the results, the better our community will become. If everybody do a little, don't nobody got to do a lot.
Nobody has to do a lot. Amen. Say that. Hey, salute, King. It's always a pleasure.
So Mike said, very spooky. I missed them Capitol Court days.
Absolutely. We got tumbleweed over there, it's all bad.
I was about to go plant me a garden over there. It looked like it's some good soil over there.
Under the concrete, yeah. In the cracks. Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you for coming on the show, giving your final thoughts. Hey, look, I appreciate everything you do on the front lines, Queen, and we got a lot more work to do as usual.
Hey, I'm here for it, King. Salute.
All right. I'll talk to you soon. All right. Salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you for everybody in the chat for tapping into the show today. Another powerful chat. Salute to everybody that joined the show out there in Radio Land. Hey, look, we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of call to actions. We got a couple more events left. for the remaining part of the year, but 2025 is almost over with. We going into 2026, and what better way to go into 2026 if we working together? Hey, look, keep your head on a swivel. Green don't always mean go and look both ways before you cross the streets. I love you. Dr. Ken Harris up next.